Alright, now lose it. Go crazy.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Hello and welcome out to this week's episode. Switch that around. Of the Gamers Council. I'm your host, WEBDAVE. Plume actually got a sickness in the family, and he is not going to be able to join us tonight, unfortunately. But he will join us at a later date, and we may try and get somebody else to join us here in just a little bit. But we do, we do have my co-host, my favorite Jedi, the all-wise, all-knowing, very outspoken, and I love it, Mr. Hargeet Chani. Welcome, sir.
How's it going? I guess we should start with.
It's so sad. It's so.
Oh my goodness, the doom and gloom. All right, whatever. Yep. For those who don't care, Xbox is dead. You should all just throw your consoles out. It's not going to turn on tomorrow.
Weird.
Anyway. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. It started with EA being bought, and then the rest of the world died because Xbox increased the prices of Game Pass. And apparently, gaming is now completely and utterly dead. You should just not bother. It's all over.
It's
all right, guys.
And we're done. Thanks for playing. Exactly. And then, of course, we want to welcome in the one and only. Yes, I love this guy, Demoflow Gaming. Demo, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you for having me. Another Sunday here with WEBDAVE and, the Gamers Council and Hargeet. I love being here, hanging out with the community, talk games. Yeah, it looks like, Xbox is dead, once again. We're going to talk about it and, and everything that's going on with gaming. Really, it's been an amazing week. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Extermination.
Exactly.
Yeah,
oh goodness. Yeah. We can't forget.
Killing spree.
Yeah, that's 85 people here watching us already. Maybe Xbox is dead. Long live Xbox. Exactly.
Crazy.
I don't think they're going anywhere, but we'll see. We'll talk about it. But then again, there is some people.
No, Fonz had a family thing with his daughter, and so we couldn't have this show yesterday. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. No, let's see another conspiracy theory. And when Fonz did his impromptu thing, where you were still, I believe you were working at the time.
No, maybe. I think he did. He do it while I was in WEBDAVE's? I don't know if it was at that time or during work. Either way, I would not have been.
Same monies or something. Yeah, you weren't able to.
No, it was WEBDAVE's day.
That was me.
It's not WEBDAVE.
WEBDAVE.
It was Double Barrel Gaming's day. It was Boom's day. It was
Boom's day.
But yeah, it was it was just, I don't know if it was during work time or if it was during primetime gaming. I think it was during primetime gaming.
It might have been. Yeah, exactly. So you couldn't be in two places at once.
So he didn't bother. He just went.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know where people get this stuff. Like, I'm still co-hosting with Fonts. I don't know where all this. Anyways, people make up all sorts of crap all the time. It's just so crazy.
They do.
It's just because Fonts and I are on the same page. Doesn't mean we
start to do
actually be
now.
on the same show.
Here we go.
So basically,
Xbox is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, that's what Tim says. Tim says Xbox.
So this is the final video of the day.
Xbox is a lot of trouble. That's what Tim says.
Is this AI?
No, that was him. That's him for real.
That was it for real?
That was his for real.
All right.
Needless, he did a rant on Paris Lily that was not very nice and
Paris is
pretty much a
around.
douche move.
Certainly join.
And he deleted. Yeah, exactly. Paris, if you want to join and jump on, you're more than welcome to. Love to have you on. I know it's football day, but if you have any time, you can always join us here. And guys, I know the chat. Welcome everybody. With so many great members of the community, we appreciate each and every one of you for being here. With that said, let's do a little gifting right off the bat here to give some memberships as a thanks. Hopefully, some people will.
Yeah,
get,
we
to get
already
you
have
in.
this one too. Thatch gifts 10 WebDave memberships. Thank
Wow,
you.
Thatch, thank you so much, my friend.
WebDave gives 5 memberships as well.
Yay! Hey, there you go. So don't forget, if you do get a membership, thank the person that gives it to you if you can. It's only $1 if you want to sign up for yourself. And then, of course, you got some awesome emojis. For example,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say we have Demoflow emoji is there. Little demo monster is emoji for today, as well as Hargeet and myself. Plume's actually there as well too, but he has unfortunately like said not gonna make it here today. But in honor of Plume, I'll put his emoji in there. Go ahead, Hargeet.
Yeah, it's just like Tegan says, I don't get how anyone could have any beef with Paris. I agree. He's just so mild mannered. I don't see what the issue is. He doesn't really do a lot of the beefing stuff, but boy, do people go after him, and that's just the way it is. And social media just sucks.
It's just the haters, man. They see him succeed in what he does. They see a lot of people just rocking with him and follow him and see what Paris is talking about. It's just a great content creator, period.
Exactly.
And people
He's
just
worked
have to
for it for a
admit
long
that,
time.
like, whether
It's
you like his takes or not, he's doing a great job of what he does. And so there's a lot of other content creators as well that, you know, the people like to be gone for no reason. It's just doing their thing, man. The only ones hating here are just the ponies, bro. It's just like they had a quiet, right? A couple of months, right? The whole summer, Sony PlayStation was missing. Xbox shows, you know, they mention a lot of games are being releasing on this side, and then they just got nothing, so they just miserable, and they just waiting for the, you know, the first opportunity to go ahead and go outside and act like, you know, like, oh shoot, like your PlayStation is the best, and when in reality we know what's up, you know, because I mean, what is it like? Ghost of Yote throughout the whole year? Shit.
Yeah, Ghost.
That is rough.
Yeah.
Which is out now, and I hear nothing about it. But then again, I'm not on social media. It's supposedly rated pretty well, actually, right? So
yeah.
I don't know if it sold well, but you know, I haven't heard anything. Hopefully, they'll come out with some numbers in the next week. But it's like an 87 on OpenCritic. That's really, really good. I'm happy that it's good because I was looking forward to it. So I'm, you know, I'll wait till PC, obviously, but that's cool. I just hope it does well as well, so the studio can make something.
I think they already sold
publisher. To be fair, it's publisher.
Yep.
They already got to the
Sony
million.
makes.
Yeah,
What was that?
they already got to the million.
To 1 million.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
they
not bad, I
announced
guess.
that, yeah.
But you expect for something like this to get higher. Hopefully, it'll get
Oh
better.
yeah,
But that's not bad.
that's not bad. Based on the budget too, because you know, like
Yeah, it was
the
only
budget
60
supposedly
million,
wasn't
right? The budget.
That
And then
high.
they-
So
I don't know if they really marketed that much. So maybe, you know, they spent 100 total. So if they get that back, 1 million sales, they can kind of get that back.
yeah,
So hopefully they can get to about, you know, 235, something like that. That'd be good. 5 million would be good enough to be very profitable, I think.
yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I am tweeting out the show, so in case you're wondering what I'm doing, real quick.
Yeah. So we can just start getting into some of the fun topics.
Sure.
Let's talk about the one that maybe isn't as crazy. We just talked about Ghost of Yote. I don't know. Maybe we just finalize on that one.
Sure.
Did any of us, like, I did not buy it, obviously, because I don't have a PlayStation, so I'm waiting for the PC version. Did either of you pick it up?
I did not.
No.
No,
Do you have any interest in it? Is Ghost of Tsushima something you guys liked?
I
Did
love
you
Ghost of
wanna pick up
Tsushima.
Yote?
I love
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima. One of my favorite games on
From
the
PlayStation.
on the PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah. Any interest in getting it when it comes to PC, or you're just gonna wait and see? Maybe you still have a PlayStation, right, WebDave?
I do. I have a PlayStation. Yep. And also getting a ROG Ally, and we'll have access to Steam games on there and be able to play my Steam version of Tsushima on my
Yeah.
Xbox.
Which I bought, even though I'd finished it on PlayStation when I had my PS5. I finished it on there. I'm like, but this game is so good, I have to have it. So I bought it on Steam, even when I had finished it already. I really love Tsushima. It was really, really good. Looking forward to it. How about you, Demo? Are you gonna potentially buy it, or?
I don't know, man. Ghost of Tsushima, I haven't played yet. Obviously,
Oh my goodness.
It's in the Steam, but there's so many other games that I'm more interested on than just Samurai Story. And I'll think that I'll play it maybe later. Like, I'll put it in my backlog on the wish list and everything. It's right there. I get to it when I get to it, but no urgency for me, because I'm more interested in what's hot right now. Like, this is like the past. So we gotta move on, man. There's a lot of new games coming out. Borderlands just came out, fresh new game. What was this other game that that is coming out? Oh, that's right, Battlefield is coming out next week. They have put a lot of games into Game Pass that I've been interested to, like Trials of Mana, not Trials, but Visions.
Visions, yep.
And yeah. I'll be wanting to play that. Harry Potter, I tried it and it surprised me. I just put it there to see like how it was.
It's a great game, man. So
and
good.
then I was like, no way, this is actually pretty good. And I love the Harry Potter movies, and it's also an RPG. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna put it in there, and that's what I'm gonna be playing now until Ninja Gaiden 2 comes out. So I'm gonna be going between Battlefield, then this and Ninja Gaiden, then the Ninja Gaiden 4, and then the Outer Worlds, I literally got no time, man. It's crazy. Literally got no time to play this many games. Yep.
I would recommend it. Tsushima is really good. I'm sure it's on discount now, because it's been on PC for a bit now, right? So if you want to play it there, definitely play it there. You're gonna have a better experience anyway. But yeah, I mean, I would recommend it if you liked the earlier Assassin's Creed type games. It has a mix of sort of the action plus the stealth, and you can choose your path. But it is kind of more in that vein, right? So it's kind of an open world, and you can kind of go to places, discover stuff. So it has that kind of feel. Very, very good. I really, really loved it. I thought they did some really cool things in it. So I'm looking forward to Yote, but let's see if it does well. Hopefully it does well. 1 million sales already. That's really good. Hopefully it'll do well enough, going forward. All right, so I think that kind of covers that topic. I don't know if there's anything else anybody wanted to come up with on that.
Maybe not. Holly is in the chat. Welcome out to that blue number. Always great to see her here. And she did say, I do have music going. So Holly, let me know. Is it too loud? I thought I'd try it once. I've never done it before, so we'll just we'll see if that works. But if you think it's too loud or if it's a nuisance, let me know and I'll kill it. So anyway, but yeah, and also, Silent Cypher is in the chat, hanging out with us. So a lot of other great members of the community are here too. And I did get confirmation that Paris is at a ball game, and apparently his Bucks won.
Ooh,
so
awesome.
He is not going to be able to join us, but he definitely he's definitely real excited for his Bucks. There you go. So
nice,
for all the haters on his Bucks.
All right, so let's do the other fun one, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta. And Demo, let's just start with you. You are a Call of Duty person, right? So let's go. Like, have you played? Have you had fun?
Hey, yeah. I've been playing it, man. Been having a great time. I see a lot of people complaining about some things that they removed, but they're still complaining about, like the score based matchmaking. They made a playlist without the score-based matchmaking now. So people are like, going into that playlist. But what happened is, like, the good players, right, that were complaining about the score-based matchmaking and being paired up with, like, good players and not being able to, like, express themselves and all of that, they are the ones playing in this playlist as well. So all of them are good. So it's just like, it's a hard thing now, because I think, like, the average Call of Duty player, or the average gamer that you encounter online, their ability has gone up, like, tremendously, from, like, let's say 10 years ago. So now people know how to play games better. They're more familiar with it. They know Call of Duty as a franchise. They've probably been playing like more like 4 or 5 Call of Duties in a row. So by the time that they get here, they're competent. So it feels like you're always playing against good players because like everybody's good. So there's that. But I've been enjoying it. There was one person hacking in Call of Duty last night.
Wow.
You know, my actually it was my brother-in-law game, and somebody typed in the message. He was showing me on Discord. He was like, "Yo, bro, check it out." He says like, "I'm sorry guys, but I'm about to like cheat and raid cheat on all of you." And then the guy was going crazy with aimbot and stuff. But yeah, and after that, he quit the game. It's like, "Yo, I'm done with Call of Duty for tonight." But yeah, there's of course the same.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah. But like honestly, like it's been the only incident, right? And it wasn't even me. It was my brother-in-law. It's like honestly, like in a high, like this dude I'm talking about, like he's a good, like I'm average, right? I know I'm a competent, but I'm average. This guy is actually like like a good rank in all these games, and so he's more, I say prone to encounter, right? These type of people because it's like obviously they've been cheating. They always got a good score, so whatever. I don't know, man. I've been having a great time. How you guys feeling? Chat. I don't know. How do you guys liking it? I'm digging it, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. But I know a lot of people feel like some type of way, and about Call of Duty. So hopefully they deliver. That's what I can tell you right now. But so far so good. Having a great experience so far. Yeah, straight up.
What,
Yep.
Dave? Have you played it at all?
No. really.
No.
You're not gonna
Yeah,
play?
I don't do multiplayer. I don't care. Well, multiplayer, I don't do like the PvP stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about the co-op campaign.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am much more excited about that with COD
Agreed.
than I am with what I saw with Battlefield. So I'm going to hold off on Battlefield. It will eventually come to Game Pass, so I will just wait
Yeah.
because I'm not playing the online stuff. So for those who want to play that, obviously you go ahead and have fun, buy the game, have fun with it. But I will be waiting. But Call of Duty, the campaign has me very excited. I have no interest in the multiplayer. that part of it, whatever. So I haven't bothered. But yeah, I mean, like it's seemingly doing well as far as the pre-orders. But we keep hearing all the negative stuff. Of course, everybody wants to have Battlefield beat Call of Duty. Whatever. We've already litigated that in the past. Call of Duty is going to be Call of Duty, man. It's going to do well. It is what it is. When that game comes out, people come in flocks and buy it. So, we'll see how that goes. It's not too far off, right? It's in November, so we have about a month and a half before it comes out. I think it's like mid-November when it comes out, right? So,
Yep.
we're not too far off. So look forward to that. This month is crazy. We have lots of stuff coming out. So we will, we'll see how that goes. Battlefield coming out in a few days, right? I think it's coming out on the 10th or something like that, right? So it's coming up. So look forward to that if for those who want to play Battlefield. All right. If nothing else, we can move on to the next topic.
we can. We do have a few member things to mention.
Absolutely. FarQ, member for 23 months. Doesn't say anything, but thank you. Is that just a renewal? Probably.
Yep.
And Bram, the other FarQ, Bram Stroker.
Bram Stroker.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. let's
Danny
get back
Passion
into
official.
topics. Oh, did we get something new? Oh, we did. Member for 6 months. Nice. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Shout out to Danny. All right. Let's start with the other big topic. EA goes private. And then we'll get into the mess that is what happened with Xbox. But anyway, so EA goes private. I don't know if you have anything queued up for that, WebDave. If you have stuff to show.
I did. Let me see if I
as far
can
as what they did.
find it because it's so much crap has happened.
Yeah, let's do that.
I went a little deep here, but yes. Let's see.
So while he's bringing that up, essentially, EA was a public company, and they decided to go private with certain people that are going to buy the majority of the of the shares from the public. And it's going to be a leveraged buyout. So what that means is it's not going to be clean where ABK was just here's cash, $70 billion, right? It's not that. They're going to take some debt to pay that the shareholders that are out there. So it's a $20 billion of debt. So they, they're about a $55 billion, something like that, purchase. They're going to take $20 billion in debt. But I don't know if you've found your stuff.
No, I don't think I've got is the this part here. Let's see. Share this instead. Let's see. Toward the bottom there, EA announces the agreement to acquire.
Yeah. So, PIF, by the way, is a Saudi Arabian investment arm, and then I think it's Affinity is the one that's Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. I think that's his Affinity, and then Silver Lake is another group that's acquiring. So it's a $55 billion deal with a $20 billion leveraged buyout. I think the biggest partner is PIF, and so they would own the biggest chunk. Now, look, there's good and bad with going private. The main reason to go private is you no longer have to give those, quarterly dividends or quarterly financial reports and annual reports where you have to show a level of growth and profit and all that stuff. You can make strategic investments and say, no, I want to, make a game that's going to take longer to make because I think it'll be better overall after it's done, instead of just, putting it out there. I think that has some benefits. The flip side of that is if you're not making enough money, it can become somewhat challenging. So it just depends on the pockets of who owns you as to what you can do. Now, it's great to be part of, say, Microsoft for Xbox because they could take a loss on the Xbox side and compensate it with the many, 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 many billions they make on the other side of their businesses, right? So it doesn't, kill them in taking a loss for a quarter or two or whatever, right? They can do strategic investments. On the flip side, you're seeing the other side of that, which is now that they are sort of heavily invested in, they're looking for those returns. That's the flip side of that, right? So, and that is where the quarterly reports come in, like, I need this percentage of return. Where is my? So that kind of crap, comes with public versus private. So there's good and bad. The things that are a little concerning to me is that if it's leveraged, how are they going to pay for that? So the average profit level, which is what you would use to drive down this debt, is $1 to $2 billion for EA, given depending on the year. They make that much in profit every year. So now that would be leveraged towards paying off the debt, but you also have to keep some of that for cash flow, and you have to keep some of that for being able to invest in the next game, right? So I don't know how this is going to work out, how they're going to be able to pay that's a lot. And it's not like this is like a 30-year mortgage. Commercial loans are usually like 7 years. So they have to somehow come up with $20 billion in like 7 years. I don't know how that's going to work out. That is stuff they have to figure out. It feels like this is an investment where they're going to make massive changes, where they're going to leverage what they've got and pay off that debt. And part of it you hear is AI. They're outright saying that. They're hoping AI will help. Equals layoffs. So AI is coming. There will be layoffs no matter what. I think that's kind of given, right? There's going to be layoffs. If there's beyond that with AI, they do something. Maybe they can increase some profitability there potentially. There's also the potential of more microtransactions, very, very likely. And then there's also the potential of canceling things that might be fun games that may not make enough profit or maybe are taking a while to make. And we will see what happens there. The other thing you could very much see is they could sell off pieces, right? And it could be studios, it could be IP. It might be viable for them to sell off a major IP that they're not doing it, say, think like Titanfall. They decided not to do anything with it, right? Okay. Could they just sell Titanfall to Xbox, who has the biggest association with it, right? Is it viable? Sure. Would it happen? I don't know, right? And so is there a value in doing that? Could they bring that kind of thing into, say, the Activision teams and say, go to town, have fun with Titanfall make a third installment in that series. Sure, it's viable. I don't know if they would do that or not, and if that is kind of the thing they're looking for. The other thing they could look for is another buyout, right? They could restructure things, make it look good, and then say sell it to somebody else who can buy it with cash, because that would eliminate the debt, right?
Right.
And so that's another potential. So there's a lot of things up in the air. I don't know how good this is for EA itself, but it is where they are. So the leverage part of it kind of has me concerned. The other part you can look at is all social stuff, which is it's being bought primarily by Saudi Arabia. Like, okay, are they going to be hands off? Are they going to be hands on? We don't know if there's going to be any involvement in what kind of content they can make. We will see. We'll see what happens, right? There are certainly restrictions on what you can sell within that country. And that would probably still continue. Same thing as like China. China has a lot of restrictions too. Fair enough, right? We're much more open in general. We sometimes do stupid things too, but we're much more open in the West. We pretty much allow whatever. That may not fly. We will see, right? Hopefully they're just hands off. Doesn't matter. Go do your thing, right? Except for profitability things, right? They might say, hey, this game isn't going to make money, so let's just can it, right? But not, hey, that game has too much of this thing in it. Get rid of it. Right, those kind of things hopefully don't happen. But hey, that's kind of where we are. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing yet. I know there's going to be layoffs. It's kind of a given. There's going to be layoffs. Mm-hmm. We have to just assume that's going to happen
with every company.
With anything like this, right? When you're being leveraged, I can't imagine it's not happening. It's going to happen. So get ready for that. Unfortunate news, but otherwise, maybe this is good, maybe it's bad. We will see. I hope it's more of a good thing where they say, we're going to invest, make this better, right? And that it looks like a better asset to them, and it can provide better profits down the road. But we will see. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Go ahead, Demo. I'll let you speak the floor on that.
Oh man. Well, for starters, I love EA. I know they're greedy and all of that, whatever. Regardless of how anti-consumer or pro-consumer they could be, some of their IPs are my favorites, man. Like Mass Effect, BioWare, love everything they've done. It's like better this than dead and completely dead. Better for them to do a Twitter post or something saying, EA is no more, we're done. We gotta close. So the amount of games that we're gonna lose is crazy. So I feel like this is not a bad thing. I think that they sort of maybe rescuing. Maybe these people can do a better job at controlling what they do with the games and the direction that these games are going. Maybe eliminate some of the extra stuff that nobody likes. You know what I'm saying? For starters, and sort of keep it keep it simple. I feel like most of these companies, they're failing at something which is keeping it simple. Just give me a game, bro. Think of Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 times. Give me something like that. We're talking about improved graphics, of course, but something simple. I don't know, like a superhero game or something. And I think they focusing some more in personal agendas in these companies, and this is where we're seeing the failure. Because if the minute that you are portraying in your game a personal agenda like this, what you're doing is that you're making unnecessary enemies. So but if you keep things total and simple, then everybody's gonna like your game and nobody's gonna be mad. You're not picking any side or anything that has to do with politics and the view that people have in life. You're just giving people entertainment, good product, and that's it. That's what people want. We don't want you to bring none of the your personal agendas into video gaming. We wanted to keep it just true to the video game, true to the entertainment, and that's all I can say. And I see you, Fossey, man. Good to see you. Pleasure to be here with you, man. What's going on with you? Shout out to him. I think
hey, Fuzzy, welcome.
Yeah.
He's getting things ready.
Go
ahead, Demo.
Yeah. So that I think this is a positive change in EA. And I think that, that maybe these people have a different, perspective on microtransaction and things like that, because I feel like EA got a little bit of like they went a little bit overboard with it, like specifically with like FC with FIFA. They they really got greedy with that one. And other games like Apex Legends, they had crazy microtransactions, and just like bad stuff in the game that usually like super expensive and not accessible to a lot of players. It's just like really bad. So hopefully they change EA's ways, but we just gotta wait and see. I'm thinking about keeping it positive and being hopeful that this is for the best, rather than EA got bugged, they suck, yada yada. You know what? Like, instead of doing all of that, how about we're giving the benefit of the doubt, and maybe this is a new improved EA, which is what like everybody wants.
Yep. Agreed. Sorry, I had to turn the music down just a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we should put a poll in, see how people think of what people think about the music.
Yeah,
Do they want
I
it,
didn't
like-
know where to keep talking or start dancing, bro. Straight
Yeah,
up.
right.
Like, I want to go out.
Should we do that? Should we just like like ask the chat?
Sure,
Do you
let's
like the
do that.
music?
Ask the chat,
Would
ask
you
the
like
chat.
it turned
I'll
down?
ask
Would
the
you like it
chat.
turned off? Turn up?
Do a
Like,
poll, do a
just
poll, do a
have
poll.
those-
We're
Yeah,
doing it.
let's-
We're doing it right now.
Nobody puts music in the background. Music 72 says.
He's like, yes or no?
I like
Uh,
it.
yeah, nobody puts baby in the background. But anyway,
Well, no,
All
it's
right.
music 72, right? So.
exactly. All right, there we go.
Well, that's
Got
happening.
the poll.
Fuzzy, are you good with the audio? Can you?
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Good,
can hear you
good.
now. All right. Yeah, so your thoughts on, we were just talking about EA being bought out. So I don't know if you caught most of the discussion,
Quick-
but what are
One
your
question,
thoughts?
question real quick. Are you on do you have a microphone in front of you, or you want to check? to see
Yeah, the microphone is off to the side. Are you getting an echo, or is it kind of
just a little bit of an
low?
echo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got these panels, which I hope to have up here at some point.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good. They're fine. You're good then. I just want to make sure it wasn't on like a different mic. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be picking up from this source, but ever since I took the carpeting out of this room, it's kind of been a little bit of an echo chamber, and I didn't put a rug down, so I'm learning the hard way of acoustics. So.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good. You're good. I mean, it's better now. I guess you might do mic just a touch, and it helps a lot. So you're good. Oh well, the floor is yours, sir. Go ahead, Hargey. Let you pose a question to him.
Yeah. So basically, what are your thoughts on the EA going private, being bought out by several equity firms, including a Saudi Arabian PIF, and then Jared Kushner's Affinity Group, I think it was, and Silver Lake, I think was the other one. I don't know if there was a fourth as well, but
Well, I'm kind of torn, and let me explain why. Like, the big thing, kind of like what Demoflow was saying to some extent, I'm hoping that they can like revisit some of the earlier IPs or IPs that they put on the shelf, like Need for Speed. That's one that they've said that they are kind of, putting aside for a bit. The main focus is Battlefield. Obviously, that's the more recent release, or right around the corner for its main release. But I don't want them to put away Need for Speed, especially after getting like the racing group that used to do a lot of like the project cars and things like that. Maybe they revisit some of those titles as well because of the additional funding, and maybe they can go for more licensing. Although the group that has the NASCAR licensing, I'm pretty satisfied with because of their previous work before they went private. They used to be part of Papyrus, Sierra, and now they're making NASCAR 25, but it's the same iRacing group, but you don't have to have an online subscription to play the game. You can buy the game. I mean, sure, if you want to race online, you would need a subscription through your console or what have you, but I'm hoping EA can go that route and bring back things like maybe a fight night. I know a lot of the focus is on UFC at the moment, but I could see them possibly having more wiggle room, or even trying kind of like an idea I wish they would float of having create a character. So if you want to make your own version of Mike Tyson, you can. But if you want the official Mike Tyson, and considering it's a private group, they could probably work out how to make the DLC for each individual fighter, where some fighters might be $4.99, some fighters might be $19.99. I think at that point, there would be a lot more options. Another thing that I could see them doing is actually going back for the actual FIFA license instead of calling it FC Club and stuff like that. I don't know if they would be interested, but I could see them being more willing possibly to go for that licensing, knowing that the licensing does have a certain amount of return. And if FC isn't getting the same return that FIFA was before, that might be something that they push for. But on the flip side of things, private equity more recently, well, I would say at least for the past couple of decades, when they buy a company, especially when they carry over debt, they squeeze that company for every dollar possible. So anybody that has a portfolio within that private equity, they benefit from it, but the company usually strains and has to reconfigure itself, whether it be layoffs or selling off IP and stuff to, accustom or accommodate that debt and try to make it as profitable as possible. Sometimes that works to the benefit of the company. Many times it doesn't, or at least in the fast food industry, when private equity comes in, a lot of times it's very detrimental. But there are other areas where private equity does help. So I'm kind of waiting to see how it works within the gaming industry. There's a lot of money on the table that can be made. So having that 20 billion in debt or whatever on their head could be turned around by possibly selling off BioWare. I don't know who's interested in buying it, but I know a lot of people would love Xbox to have them. I like the idea of CD Projekt Red possibly getting them, at least for the IP, for Mass Effect and Dragon Age or something, so that effect kind of deal. But all in all, I don't know how to feel, at least for the first year. I kind of want to wait and see what they do. The one good thing about the Saudi group and knowing the types of investments they make, me being the racing fan or car enthusiast in general, I feel a little more comfortable knowing that, like I said earlier, possibly a lot of the racing titles will get a little bit of a second look and maybe a bigger push, or they may go for some of those licensing for F1 or for IMSA and things like that. So it could be a double-edged sword, but I'm going to play the wait and see. But I'm fingers crossed we get a fight night. Fingers crossed we get more Need for Speed. I'm pretty sure Battlefield is going to do well for them, so we'll probably get a lot more of that. Maybe they look at a Titanfall, or maybe they sell off the IP of Titanfall. The one thing I hope that doesn't happen, because there is that fear of microtransactions going awry, is kind of like what the CEO of EA hinted at years ago about, oh, you ran out of bullets? Hey, $9.99 or 99 cents for a new clip or something like that to reload.
A clip.
I hope they don't even remotely get down that path of things, but I don't know. I'm kind of going to play the wait and see, but I am cautiously optimistic, especially for the racing aspect of things. So we'll see in a year. Hopefully the layoffs aren't too egregious. I do expect them. I mean, it's the nature of the industry, regardless of who owns what at this point. But at least it's not like Ubisoft. If this was happening to Ubisoft, we'd be talking about tens of thousands, if not more, possibly, in the blink of an eye going away kind of thing. So we'll see how well the machine is oiled for EA after they evaluate the books and stuff.
There you go.
This is an interesting point, and I might as well clarify what that means. So deal doesn't close till 2027. So what they were saying was FY 2027. So that will be in their terms, that will be April through June of 2026. So just to keep that in mind.
Yep. Hargeet, did you want to speak on this?
I already did, right? So
Okay.
I pretty much went over
I
all
wanna
of
make
it.
sure.
The AI thing is going to be interesting as well, to look at what they plan to do with it. And my assumption is they're going to be looking at layoffs and make more by using AI. That's just my expectation of where they're looking to go with it. But they've put out a statement themselves that they're hoping to use AI to make things more efficient. So take that as you will.
All right. Well, welcome out to everybody that's joined us. Thank you so much for being here. Over 230 people watching us live on X and on YouTube. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. And we also appreciate Fuzzy Belvedere for stepping up, jumping on with us today. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. Love having it when you're on here. So thank you. with that, I think it's time we start. Well, there's a bunch of big topics, but there's really two.
Yeah, it's all one big
ones.
topic, right?
But let's start off with, I guess, the catalyst, which was Game Pass. Game Pass, all about Game Pass, and we'll bring up and all right. Let me close the poll out real quick here. So, looks like the no's have it. So we'll go over here and we'll be like, boom, there we go. Dance music is over with. So no more dance music unless.
Now lose it. Go crazy. All right, now lose it. Go crazy.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Could do that one too. Anyway, all right. So music's gone. Music's done, and we are going to start talking about Game Pass. Out of nowhere. Oh goodness.
Game over.
I shouldn't do that one. All right, then. Yay, Game Pass.
Oh my goodness.
It's good. What? All right. Enough of that playing around. But yeah, so all right, Game Pass has gone through some changes. Technically, they'll still be going through. We'll see some. These aren't taking effect till November, I think. 'Cause the prices.
No, the price is already there. It's already changed.
Has it? Okay. Well, there you go. But I guess you can still buy cards and stuff at the current price, and until I guess.
Oh, they're selling out, guys.
Yeah, so you need to buy those up fast. Okay, cool. So obviously there's a lot of different tiers. I'm gonna scroll down here. I'm gonna pull it up, and I'm gonna let Hargeet kind of encapsulate some of the description of everything, and then we're gonna go around and see what your thoughts are. So we'll show these two. There also is the PC plan down here, which we'll get into in just a moment.
So what they've done is kind of align their different tiers to what PlayStation does. So PlayStation has an essential plan, which is it's basically online access with a few benefits. And here they basically said, hey, we'll do the same. We'll call it essential. Same kind of price structure. And then it also now adds ability to do cloud gaming, which is, I guess, better than the essential on PlayStation. You do get the they don't have it in here, I think. Oh no, they do have it. League of Legends, the Riot game stuff. You get that in here as well, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. And then they also added the ability to have this on PC if you wanted to actually subscribe to this for PC. I'm just not sure it's enough value from my perspective to even bother. But if you want cloud gaming, it is a way to get into it with. And that cloud gaming, by the way, is not PC cloud gaming. It's cloud gaming for Xbox. However, any games that are in here would be associated with things like GeForce Now or I think it was Boostroid. And there's a couple of partners where you can, if you have Game Pass subscriptions, they also are available. Those games are available in those cloud services, right? So, but either way, so that's the essential tier, which is essentially the same as the equivalent for PlayStation. They did the same thing with Premium. Now, PlayStation has an intermediary called Extra, and that gives you some benefits beyond what you have with their essential tier. Premium is the tier that PlayStation has with their cloud, with their like not a lot of day and dates, but some day and dates, and a lot of after release games going into their service, and included Ubisoft classics, right? So on their side they have that on the Extra and Premium tier. Here the Premium tier does not include that, so you don't get the EA or the Ubisoft, but it does include cloud, so you have that, and then it does include the promise of all of their first-party games, except for Call of Duty, to come in within a year or so. So it may not be a year, it may be like 6 months, but within a year, you'll get their first-party titles. So along with that, they've added this thing with rewards, where the rewards has been gimped. The whole rewards thing where it's been gimped. Let's just throw that out there. It's been gimped. But you can get up to $25 a year on Essential and $50 a year on Premium, as far as reward points that you can utilize towards whatever you want. Okay, so and it still continues to have the Riot Game stuff and all that, so that's still there. Okay, and all of these tiers, by the way, include online multiplayer access. Then comes the big shocker. So, by the way, these prices are the same. So, $15 for premium here. It's a little bit more expensive on the other side. It's $18 a month for premium on PlayStation, but essentially that's kind of what they're equivalent to. And it's very similar in their, you don't get day and dates, you get games later. So they're kind of similar in structure to what PlayStation does. We've always had the day and date thing with Game Pass, which is now on Ultimate, which has been the way. By the way, it's been that way since they did this a while ago. Right? They changed it to have Standard and Ultimate and Core. Core, by the way, was Xbox Live Gold. So if you are going to play online games, you kind of need to have one of these if you're on the console. So you need to pick which one you want to have. The Ultimate tier has gone up significantly from $20 a month to $30 a month. However, the flip side of that is they said we're going to go from, say, 50-ish day and dates to 75 day and dates, so a 50% increase there. I don't know what kind of quality games they are, right? In other words, I don't know what is it like a very small indie game that's $5, $10? Is it something that's a Expedition 33? I don't know how many of those there are going to be in there, right? So you will have to it's up to them to showcase that. Obviously, they're first party, and they're probably the largest publisher of first party games. So that's fine. You still have that. This does include Call of Duty. So you will have Call of Duty day and date. You still have all the other benefits, but they added a couple more things. You keep the EA Play, which is delayed games on EA. They also added Ubisoft Plus Classics, right? So you now get the same thing that you get on the premium side and the extra side on PlayStation. You get that same thing here. And again, this is on PC and console, so you get it on both. It gives you cloud access with the higher tier. So essentially, the full capabilities of whatever they have for their cloud, you will get that here, which is 1440p, higher bit rates, better access as far as queue times. So that's kind of what they did here, right? So you get that. They then added another perk for those that might be Fortnite players. You get a subscription from Fortnite called Fortnite Crew. It's about a $12 a month subscription on its own. And it gives you a series of benefits as battle pass. I think they call it battle passes, but there's equivalent to that, whatever subscription thingies that you get from them, and then you get 1,000 V-Bucks a month or something like that, right? So whatever. So you get that. It's a $12 subscription on its own. They just include that as part of the benefits on the Ultimate side. For the PC side of it, they bumped it up from $12 a month to $16.50, but added in Ubisoft Classics. So essentially, you get the same thing you've always had, which is day-and-date games, the whole thing that Ultimate has, except you don't get that new capability for Fortnite. So all the rest of it's there. Obviously, no console stuff. It's PC only. You don't get the console stuff. You don't get the cloud stuff. So that's all out. But you do get pretty much the same thing for Ultimate on the PC side, $16.50 a month. Pretty cool. So that's a pretty good one. Like if you look at just Ubisoft Classics, that's $8 a month. So for about $4.50 more, you're getting Ubisoft Classics. That's basically what they're doing. So they're just bundling it in. You don't have a choice. That's kind of where those are as far as the main changes. However, that $30 upgrade from $20 or increase in price kind of really threw people for a loop. And yeah, I think a lot of people had the initial shock, just like I did, like,
oh yeah,
that's a lot. What do you mean? And then you look into it. I was like, okay, I get it. So I don't know if we want to just kind of throw it around. We'll get people's thoughts, and I'll come back to my thoughts.
There's a PC one real quick if you want to run that real quick.
Yeah, I already went over the PC changes, right?
Right.
$16.50 a month, right? So and it
Not
includes
much.
Ubisoft, which they don't really note here, but it includes Ubisoft, EA Play. So all the Ubi games are supposedly in there, and all the EA Play stuff is still in there, and you don't get the Fortnite Crew. That's what you don't get. But otherwise, it is basically Ultimate, but you only get PC. You don't get cloud. You don't get console.
Right.
It's just PC. So.
Yep. There you go. All right. So Demo, the floor is yours, sir. Your thoughts.
I don't know, dog. Like I agree with Hargeet. What really bothered me was the $10 increase, like in one go, because it's at this point like, okay, I know you are giving me value, but it's also like, what do you think this is? Like you can just like up the price of something for $10 and then just decide that you can give me whatever you want and then that I'm gonna take it. So honestly, it threw me off. I didn't like that a lot. I know that they're going to bring more day one games, and that's the one part that I'm like, okay, it makes sense. I'm going to be saving money at the end of the day, and that's why I'm still subscribed. The minute that it doesn't make sense for me, the minute that it doesn't make sense to you, because we're both different persons, that's when you should pull the plug, man. You don't need to. We don't need to offer anybody no loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Just go with what you feel. Like the whole thing is like now. Think about it, and this is their value, right? We got Ninja Gaiden coming out. Uh, Call of Duty, we got Outer Worlds 2, we got High on Life, all of that before the year ends, and probably even more surprises. So when you think about it, you are actually saving money because all of this is way worth it, more than 90. I think it's more like than what is it like all the games day one games that they got now, like all in total before the year ends is like about like $400, something like that, and you're only gonna be paying like 90, which is only like like a fraction. There's 3 months before the year ends, so I didn't like this. I thought it was crazy. I see this comment here by Stone saying capping rewards at $100 is BS. Yeah, I didn't like that either. But the fact that you can continue to use rewards to get Xbox cards or points or whatever to purchase your throw it in your account and use it to pay for your Game Pass, buy a new controller, whatever, that's still good, and I think they should always keep that option. Because I mean, we don't want what happened with the Sony PlayStation, reward system. They totally removed it. Nobody talked about it, right? They totally removed it, and all they did was they give you, the option of finishing up a game, unlocking the platinum, and then that gives you a chance or the right, to buy more stuff. And it's like, bro, really, like that's not what a rewards system should be looking like. I think Xbox been doing a great work with rewards, but I do think that nerfing the reward system at the end of the day is not a good look. I mean, no one likes it, bro. And look, even though I'm still rocking with Game Pass and I still think that there's a great value, there is no uh, I mean, there is no telling. This is just like like a bad look for them, straight up. Like giving this price increase so sudden, and it's just like terrible. Especially because think about it, they give you Fortnite V-Box, right, or the Fortnite crew thing. The people who play Fortnite are extremely happy, right? They're like, oh shoot, this is awesome. But what about those who don't play Fortnite? you know and it's just like they should have thought a little, give it a little bit more thought about this. And while I was doing my show on Friday, we got to, because a lot of people love to criticize stuff, but they hate to give you a solution. So we thought about a solution. How about you give us something like a menu or the things that we want to include uh in our right subscription, and then take it from there. Like if you want Fortnite Crew, this is gonna be $10 a month. If you want EA Play, this is gonna be this and that, and allow us to create our own plans, right? And so that we can game freely. And I think that's the best thing that Xbox can do now from now on is just like do like the phone plans. Like when you buy a new phone and switch companies, you go from AT&T to T-Mobile or something, they give you like, what do you want? We want unlimited this, you would want like like the latest AI, whatever, companion. Like they charge you for different things, and you have a menu, you can pay for that. And I think that'll be the best way on doing this, because honestly, I could care less about Fortnite and Ubisoft, Ubi Plus Classics. I've been playing Ubisoft games for a long time, so pretty much on all of them. And look, they go for dirt cheap on Steam, $2, $3, $5. It's just like what are you giving me? This is nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna be more critical of Xbox from now on, because they charging me more. It's not the same when they give me some fries at McDonald's, right? When I go on the drive-through and they give me some cold ass fries, right? You keep going, you're like, oh, the fuck these people, whatever. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep going. Now I ain't got no time to come back. But when you go to a high-end restaurant, like Gordon Ramsay restaurant or something, and then you sit down and they're charging you $100 for a steak, you're gonna complain. If that steak is not well cooked, because you are not spending $10, you're spending more. So the fact that they're going this way, it just makes me wonder makes me realize that they're gonna face a lot of scrutiny going forward. And I think it's fair. It's fair criticism for people, and all eyes on Xbox again for the wrong things. And definitely not rocking with the changes, man. Definitely not. But let's wait and see, right? Let's wait and see. And look, a lot of people want to blame Xbox. This is my last bar, right? A lot of people want to blame Xbox because of a price increase. But if you think about it, Nintendo came out here telling you that games are $80. They based on the production value of the Nintendo games, you can tell, like you can charge me $80. I know they're amazing. I know the entertainment value that they offer and all of that. But like, you think about it, it's like, well, $80 for like, your games still look like PS2 games. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Little cartoony, all of that. Like, I'm not getting this, like, wow, like next gen type graphics that you're like, damn, they really spend their money on this, right? But everybody was cool with it, right? PlayStation raised their prices, came out with a PlayStation 5 Pro that was $700, that does the same thing literally than the original PlayStation does. And everybody clapped their hands, shake their ass, and we're okay with it. Now Xbox come, and you know what? Like, they know the value that they have now, because it's obvious, it's undeniable that Game Pass is crazy, and then it's crazy how many games they have. And we got other services like PS Plus, who offers literally nothing, and they're charging you $20 literally for cloud saves, and the occasional game that is already in discount, and everybody's cool with it. So I mean, the fact that this is more expensive than PS Plus makes sense. Now let's wait and see, right, what PlayStation is gonna do now, because this is a domino effect. Nintendo went ahead and did it. They felt like, oh man, we got you by the horns. Xbox came ahead and did it because they had the content to back it up, right? Now PlayStation is gonna be like, oh wow, like we're gonna do it again. Like, eventually everything is gonna go up. And so at what point, as the gamers, we can take it? We like, that's what I say. We gotta come together as gamers and forget about whether you like PlayStation, whether you like Nintendo, whether you game on PC, and understand that this is an everybody problem, right? And then we have to, like, speak. It's not crying. It's not like I can't afford it, because obviously I can. I'm subscribed. It's just like, damn, bro, like, you don't got to do me like that. I like your product, but you don't got to break my balls this way. It's just like, it's just that. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I mean, still a great value, but sadly, they capping people from getting into the service. Some people cannot afford $30 anymore. 20, it was like, okay, like maybe throw a bulk or two in there. I can go ahead and do it, but 30 is like a big $10 jump, and it's very, very noticeable. So no wonder nobody's happy with this, man. I mean, shit. You're muted. Dave, you're muted.
Thank you so much. I was going to say good points there, Demo, for sure. Yeah, no, I had it muted in the background because my dogs were yipping. I'm doing a show, y'all hush. Oh, shoot. Lots of passion. Danny Passion officials in there as well.
Of course, there's lots of passion.
Oh yeah, exactly. Lots of comments in the chat, which we appreciate.
I think Bonds pointed out the PC Game Pass may not have Ubisoft Classic. This is one of the contentious things. I don't know. Yep. Some articles say it does, some don't. When I look at the list, I don't see them there. So I'm inclined to think it doesn't. But
yeah. If you look at this, it's not there.
Oh, games are like $2, bro. Go check it out. Like,
oh yeah, probably
like $2-3.
Classics is like $8 a month, right? But whatever,
There you go. And welcome out to Fonz Gaming. It's great to have you in the chat. And Fonz is busy right now. If you want to join us, he's more than welcome to. But just so you know, he's always welcome.
Yeah, there's he's a family thing, right?
He's
So,
and I get that totally. But somebody was like, why don't you invite him? I said, well, of course I'd invite him. He's always welcome. Yeah, and Zocker too. But hopefully we'll get Zocker on maybe on a different day. I think he's only can't come on some days.
Awesome.
So yeah, we'll do maybe we'll try and do a
Zocker.
special. Yeah, exactly. Big shout out to Zocker. But guys, so crazy, some stuff going on. But I think we're gonna get Fuzzy's take on this now. So Fuzzy. I mean, wow. It's like all over the place. It's crazy. Some people are, oh, it's not a big deal. Other people are like, it's the sky is falling. It's the end of the world. I mean, I get it. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not such a doom and gloomer, but that, but that's, it choose their own. But your thoughts, what do you think? And how's this going to affect you? You got lots of kids that play.
Well, luckily they're grown enough that they're on their own. So
nice.
Whatever they want to spend is on their dime at this point. But my big thing, and I know some people were like, "Are you gloating or you mocking people or something?" I'm good until July of 28. As I've tried to explain to people, I don't like paying retail for anything, whether it's a car, furniture, electronics, anything. So if there's a way for me to get a discount on stuff, I'm going to do it. Yep. I think from 2017 up to now, at most between buying cards at Target once, and then just using over the past couple of years from my 3 million Microsoft Rewards points, I've only paid $200 out of pocket. And that's with having the 3 kids or the 2 kids in my account. Now I could game share with one of my sons for a while, but for a while I had to buy a second or at least use cards for a second Game Pass subscription. I just got in the habit of doing the searches. Yes, I know Bing sucks in comparison to Google, although Google isn't what it used to be. A lot of the tricks of like the minus sign, if you don't want certain things in your search results, doesn't seem to be as consistent since they've mixed AI into stuff, but it's usable. And if I'm drinking my coffee in the morning, doing searches, I got Solitaire in the background, Forza before I go and do my run to unlock the cars for the week, I can get my points in a half hour or less. If I time everything right, I can do it in 20 minutes or less, because sometimes the timing for when the things pop don't always do the exact 15-minute counter kind of thing. I play my Jewel game, and I do the questions or the quizzes and stuff like that, and I've accumulated tons of points. And I made sure I was always 3 years out. Now, this last couple of months, I waited because I'm like, well, one, I heard that there was going to be a sale in October on some of the rewards you can buy. I think one of the news outlets reported that. I can't remember if it was Verge or somebody. So it was like they kind of missed the mark in not seeing this. But I always knew that there was going to be future price increases, and I'm one for beating those price increases. If I can get it at the lower price, because they're not even having prices for consoles go down at this point. So I never thought the service would go down in price. So why not just load up on something if I can do it for free, other than my time? Yes, I understand time is money, but I'm retired. So for me, it's worth doing this busy work of searches and so forth, or playing specific games during a certain time frame to get these points. Because at the time, paying for 2 things a Game Pass, I'd rather put that money towards other stuff. Like I have other hobbies other than gaming, so I would like to have more freedom with my expenditures. So I've always tried to stack my subscription as best I could. I wish I did like Hargeet and bought some extra cards and just sat on them kind of thing. So that way, as time permits or as time goes on and it goes below that 36 month out deal, you can, re-up the next 3 or whatever. But I just did it basically with Microsoft Rewards points. It didn't seem like it was that big of a deal to me. So the price increase doesn't directly affect me until 2028, which by that point, I should have a decent amount of points acquired to get gift cards, then continue the subscription if the subscription's still around, because doom and gloomers are like, well, Xbox is going away. Whatever. I'm going to ride this until the wheels fall off. And it's not because I want to take advantage of the company. I just want to spend the least amount of money in my enjoyment as I can, because then that allows me to put my money towards more hardware, whether it's the Xbox Ally or my Steam Deck or my Meta Quest 3 or any other new hardware, the next console and stuff. I'd rather put my hard-earned money or my retirement money towards those types of things. So I get it that people are upset about the price increase. I would be too if I was doing the monthly deal, but as I've tried to get people to do before, use Microsoft rewards points for what it's worth and pay up your subscription that way. They wouldn't offer it if it wasn't something that you could do, kind of thing. Like, sure, they took that away now because I guess there were too many people probably doing it, but it seems like those that are the most vocal probably missed out on that opportunity. So as I've said, since my posts of showing that I'm covered until 28, I encourage getting those cards before they're all sold out. There's some places that still have them, whether it's a physical store, you have to check their shelves, or their online store. Just make sure you get the proper cards for your region, or the worldwide or global cards or something. But I don't understand if this is what you enjoy doing and you have the opportunity to continue paying your old price, I would suggest doing it. Now, I understand people are upset when something goes up in price $10 as opposed to, smaller increments and things like that. I get that. If you want to vote with your wallet, by all means. If you still see the value in the service, by all means continue with the service and pay out of pocket the difference. Or like I said, stack up on the cheaper cards that you can grab while you can. But in any event, if you decide that you want to completely kiss away your subscription, I get it. Now you'll have to go and buy the games, the newer games on release, or you could just tackle your backlog. Because I'm pretty sure, like many of us, that whether you graze through Game Pass or you just pick certain AAA titles or the big AA's or something like that and play those, and then everything else stacks up in the background. Where you used to do like I did when games were 60 and buy things without even thinking about it. You would have a backlog of games probably good for you for the next couple of years. Tackle those in the meantime. Let Microsoft figure out if this is the right move for them when they start bleeding subscribers, but you'll still have a lot of games that you can go through in your collection, or that you may have acquired even from games with gold that you may not have touched in years, type of thing. So there are options. There are options on other platforms. None of the other platforms offer a lot of day and dates. You do see some similar smaller indie day and dates on like PlayStation service, where I think they got Blueprints the same time we did on one of their subscription services. And they had like that roller derby game as a day and date. And they've had a couple other ones like Stray, I think, was in the service and stuff. So if Game Pass is out of your price range and you have other platforms to go to, look at those as other investments that you can, put towards, and then, maybe that sends the proper message to Microsoft. Maybe they reevaluate things. Me personally, I don't like the, Fortnite crew aspect of it. Like, to me, had it been Ubisoft plus premium, I wouldn't even be complaining. That's just me, because it would actually be a $10 savings in that regard for me at that point, because you could go ahead and get that premium service now, which Classics to me doesn't make sense. Much like Demo mentioned earlier, I own most of those Ubisoft games, so it's like I don't need Classics because I already own that library, or at least the stuff I wanted to play. But the premium one makes more sense to me. So if they completely got rid of that Fortnite crew, or if I had the option to get Fortnite crew and the Classics out of there for premium, I'd be good with that. That to me still has a lot of value to me. Looking at what the price of games, especially because I always look at Microsoft, sometimes they do stuff that pisses us off, and then a year later it kind of makes sense. Like the whole thing with the the DRM. But hey, nobody wanted understand that DRM was going to happen no matter what.
Right.
Maybe games wind up being $80 for your basic game and $120 for your deluxe copies, and your ultimate editions are $150 or whatever. Because they keep on playing with these numbers where you got some games that seem like they're worth $80 for Nintendo. Like, I'll be honest, I was a Sega kid. I don't mean to crap on Nintendo, but I feel like I've wasted my money with the Switch 2. But that's just me. But everything aside, they keep flirting with these ideas of $80 games and what constitutes an $80 game. I don't feel, Super Mario or was it Mario Kart World or whatever would have been worth $80. The $50 bundle price, I'm good with that. $80, yeah, I'd be a little bit pissed off, but that's me as a Sega fan. But if more games are going to start saying, "Oh, we're $80," sure. What is it? The Outer Worlds 2 was originally trying to float that idea, and they backed down sensibly. And there was the thought that maybe Borderlands 4 was going to be 80, and they came to their senses on that as well. But there's going to be more games that try it, and we got the big game that everybody's been waiting for nearly 10 years. Or 13 years or whatever. Coming out probably next year, maybe not in May, but at some point next year, Grand Theft Auto 6. And there's already been talks, and I hate when people do this, like, would you pay $100 for the game? Let's everybody not say $100, because then that gives them an idea. Oh, well, they already think it's going to be $100, so we should make it $100. You should be like, considering they don't do DLC anymore for their games, for their single player version, it should be $50, and they sell the online for those that want online as a separate thing. But no, we automatically jump to the $100 quotient and watch it be $100. And with that being said, then who else is going to say that their game is $100? Is it going to be Madden at some point? Is it going to be 2K at some point? They don't bother with a basic edition. You have to get the full $100 edition from that point forward. Are you going to complain then, or are you going to look at a subscription service when it comes back, or comes to that service a year later or 6 months later, or when the season is nearly over, kind of thing? So I don't know how other people are going to navigate this price increase. For me, I'm good until 28. I'll figure out after that if Game Pass is still available at Ultimate to the same standard. I'll probably continue as long as what I get out of it makes sense for me. Right now, it continues to make sense for me. And I know people are like, "Oh, that's shill talking," but no, it's you have to look at what works for you. Like, I have a Steam Deck, and I have a gaming PC, so I have a decent collection. Not as big of a collection there as I'd have on my PlayStation or my Xbox, but I have a collection there. So the next Xbox, along with something like Game Pass, works for me. Now that I can actually look at on my PC all of my Steam games that I have installed on the hard drive, all of my GOG games, which I got like 52 of those, and nice. I got like a handful of games over at Epic. I got a lot of free games over at Epic. And there's a couple other places I have games and stuff. So it's like the next Xbox still makes sense for me, even with this price increase for at least the service, because having one go-to platform that kind of corrugates the entire library I have works for me. It may not work for you, and I understand that. Like, a lot of people are looking at the prices of the Ally X and the regular Xbox Ally, and I said if those prices are out of your range, but you still are curious about a PC handheld, there's prices on the Steam Deck that are below that, or almost half of what that thing costs for the basic one, if you really want to give that a try. Now, you're not going to have the convenience of your overlapping library between Steam and Xbox on that device unless you're handy or able to do the, I guess, side load or the loading process and adding the Xbox game to your library that way, which is a little bit more of a hassle than it is on the Xbox Ally loading the Steam game into your library. But all in all, there are options. And I think our best bet is look at your options, look at what you're willing to pay, and be happy with that. If you're not happy with your current service, cancel it. Or if you're not happy with your current service, put it on pause for now until you can find an option that does work for you. Maybe be vocal to them and say, hey, offer a la carte type of ultimate system where I have the choice of Ubisoft Plus Premium, or I have the choice of EA Play, or like the more premium version of EA that I think is only on PC, where you have their day and dates and stuff. Like there needs to be some sort of option, or at least conversations to these companies to let them know how to get your dollars. Because if you're just going to say, well, I cancel my subscription, well, that doesn't give them anything beneficial as far as what they can move forward with,
right,
to get you back into the ecosystem, or for what their competition is going to look at. Because right now, when PlayStation goes to raise their prices, they're going to be the same uproar. When Nintendo, I mean, yes, Nintendo is like $20 for the year, but we're talking about like dial-up service levels, so it doesn't really matter. But while I said my Switch feels like a waste to me, I want some of the classic games, but I don't want to have to pay that $20 a year to have access to them. I'd rather be able to buy them like I can with Game Pass. Like, I can play it online or play it through the subscription, but if I want to own it with Game Pass, I can go and do that. I can't do that with Nintendo. And that's the thing that I don't know why people don't talk about that. I'm like, I'm not buying a Super Nintendo off of eBay for hundreds of dollars. Like, I never was a Nintendo person, so I don't even want to bother with that. But I would rather play that new game or that old game on my new hardware if I should choose. And if you want to charge me $64, fine. Hit me over the head with it. I'll buy it. I'll be part of the problem of that pricing and stuff. But there's options. And right now, this option works for me.
Yep.
If it doesn't work for you, your mileage may vary. I'll leave it at that because I've rambled enough. I'm sorry.
No. And again, thank you so much for joining us today. It's awesome. I love having your input, sir. We do want to address one little thing in the chat. So, Hargeet, will you read this gentleman's comments?
Shaking my head. I'm out, y'all. Just coping. Okay.
He has been trying to get us goated since he jumped in and trying to get us all fired up and everything. And I'm just not falling for his bullshit. Sorry, dude. If you don't like it, obviously you can leave. But then again, it's not for everybody. But no, we're not coping. We
have
are
a
not
couple starred ones. I guess we can.
Yeah. No, you can go ahead and read that one. Yeah.
Yeah, same person. Literally, all stores are not carrying Xbox anymore. Also, if you don't have a Game Pass, you don't own Jack. Literally, buy your games, and that's up to you, man. Whatever. Trayvon,
what does it look like? Xbox with hair.
I like Traybone's comments. Go ahead.
Yeah, for those talking about consoles, at Costco, Xbox is moving on from the series consoles to the new hardware. This is why these companies are trying to get rid of the consoles. Learn this. It really is. It's really easy to. Maybe that's true, right? We don't. Yeah, that's possible.
We'll talk about that in a little bit because we have some thoughts on
spiciness there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silent Cipher, $5. Don't ever apologize for crapping on the Fisher Price Switch 2, Fuzzy. You have every right to bash on that cash grab of a system. Fair enough.
There you go. And we do have moderators that are very lenient in the chat. But if you do step out of line or say something stupid or offensive to somebody just because they don't have the same opinions, you will get the hell thrown out of here. Just so you know, I try and run a clean ship. But everybody's entitled to their opinions, even if you're wrong. Sorry. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, Hargeet puts that with me all the time. Thanks, Hargeet. I appreciate that.
Wow. All right. The fun of this. Look, at some point, this was coming. So I believe that this is the cloud tax, right? They went live with cloud. That's the other major change that I haven't really talked about is cloud is no longer in preview as of this announcement. So it was fine while it was in preview for the company to take a hit. And Sarabon outright came out and said, we're losing money on cloud. That's just been the status. Cloud is a very expensive proposition. If you look at GeForce Now, it's $10 for the lower tier, $20 for the higher tier, zilchoid for games. 0 games. $10, $20 a month, right? So that's cloud. Cloud is very expensive. You are going to get the cloud tax at some point. When this went live, you are going to get the cloud tax. They're not going to take a hit on it anymore. That's just not the thing. Everything has to make money. So a lot of this, unfortunately, is they're taking away some of the coolness of I can use reward points to get Game Pass. Why? They want actual revenue. Second is you have to pay for cloud. That's just going to have to happen, unfortunately. And it kind of sucks. And you notice that the tier that has the highest price gives you the better cloud performance. I wonder why. This is essentially what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more people into cloud because that is what Satya wants, not what what the entire Xbox wants. But Xbox is going to follow that. It is what it is, right? And with that comes because Satya loves cloud. He loves the cloud model, right? He wants everything cloud. I don't know that there's enough gamers that say I'm ditching all my hardware just to go to cloud. We will see. I am not one of them. I'm vocally against it. I do not want that. I want my physical hardware. I don't care about cloud at all. But for those who like it, great. There's your cloud tax. You get to pay $10 more. Enjoy that. For that, you got Ubisoft Classics, which for some may be good, may be bad, right? And look, Classics will also get, like EA Play will get newer games. They just will be delayed, right? That's just the way it is. Just like premium tier for Game Pass, you will get games, but they will be delayed. So if you're okay with that, fair enough. You will get games. And it won't be day and date from Ubisoft. Ubisoft is available Ubisoft Plus on console and PC for those who want to subscribe. It's $18, I think, something like that a month. You can get all the entire library of everything day and date with all the ultimate editions and all that stuff. That's great. If you want to pay for that extra, go for it. If not, if you are willing to wait, I don't know if it's like a year or two, whatever it is, games do come into the classics tier. You will get those games just later. So there you go. So this is essentially what that is. The price, sticker shock, obviously outright. I think it's sticker shock, and I'm like, I don't want to pay that, but it is what it is. This was coming, and like you will have to pay for that cloud infrastructure, and it's not going to be subsidized by Xbox. It is the way it is. I've been warning people about this for a long time, years. I've been talking about this. Cloud should be separate from games. And you should pay extra for that on your own. I would love that to change. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But it should have been, instead of increasing the price, here's a $10 tier that you have to go pay if you want cloud access. Yep, enjoy that separately. I don't care about that at all. Entirely irrelevant to me, yet I have to subsidize it. I don't like it. Now, like Fuzzy had mentioned, I'm good for a long time. I have enough codes in my bank. I buy the codes when they're cheap. I have them in my OneNote. I'm good through 2030, right? And I did not pay even $20 a month. I pay on average like $14 a month for Ultimate tier, right? So I have those put away. I'm good all the way through 2030. So I'm not going to see this for a long time. However, it still sucks. I don't think it's a great thing. So I'm not overly happy that it went up. Obviously, I don't want to pay more. If the Ubisoft Plus thing doesn't happen, or Ubisoft Classics thing doesn't happen for PC Game Pass, I'm not seeing the advantage for them. They're not even getting cloud access of an increase in price. However, it's still a very good value if you look at 75 plus day one games, because they are still getting that. Cool. It's that still gives you a lot of potential there, and they are increasing that number. On average, they do about 40 to 50 day one games per year. For the last couple of years. Now they're saying they're going to 75. They're saying they're guaranteeing 75. We will see what that means. They have yet to elucidate that, right? So they have, they need to prove that out. I think that part of the messaging has sucked entirely, right? It's not really telling me what 75 games are. They like $2 games? Are they $20 games? Are they $50 games? What 75 games? Granted, they're going to have their own, say, 15 to 20 first-party things. Fine. That's great. Including Call of Duty, right? Great. That's awesome. What about the rest? What am I looking at? So that's what I would like to see from them. They have not really made that clear. Great that you want to do 75, but I want to see what that is. So we will see, right? Because from what I saw from TGS, I thought that was a step down, right? Because previous TGSs, we got all these other games that came into the service with Game Pass day and date, and I didn't see any of that. Like, it was just where are those day and date? So you're telling me you're having 75, but I didn't see any of it. So I don't know. I'm still waiting on that. I'm a little annoyed with that piece. I don't understand that messaging here is crap. I would have rather they did a better job with that. Fair enough, right? On the flip side, we keep hearing how Game Pass dead, Xbox dead. There's no new console. Okay, guys, seriously.
Yep.
This is the part that annoyed me more. The absolute ridiculous response. PlayStation had a couple of years ago a 35% increase to their equivalent service, right? Did people say PlayStation dead? PS Plus dead? Nobody said that. I'm sick of this absolute, everything Xbox does is the worst thing that's ever happened. Forget all the hundreds of millions of people that die in wars. No. This is the worst. Come on. Just stop it. This is the doom and gloom. It just needs to stop. I'm so sick of the bullshit. Things go up in price. That's the way it is. If it's not of value to you, great. Don't subscribe. That's fine. You can even complain and say, hey, that's a little too much. I think you should have thought of these things. Fair enough. Xbox dead? Really? Xbox dead? Come on. That is way too far. This rhetoric needs to stop. It's way too much. Every time Xbox does something, every time, every month, always Xbox dead.
That's what they want.
If you're so fickle about it, go away. Right? If you can't handle any changes, go away. Like it's just stupid at this point. And it's fine as a consumer to say I don't like it. Totally fair. It's the media. Do you see how many freaking things are out there that Xbox is dead? Look, get the fuck out of here. What? Stop it. Stop it. I want to see those same articles about PlayStation increasing their prices. Are they ever there? PlayStation dead. Do you ever see that? I'm just so sick of it. And then you wonder why the entire environment is so negative towards Xbox. It's because the entirety of media is negative towards Xbox. It's just the way it is. They sneezed. Bad news. Like what? Come on. Anyway, I don't agree with the price increase because I don't care about cloud at all. Ubisoft Classics, I don't like Fuzzy said, if you could get me Ubisoft Plus the full thing, hell yeah. But I think that would cost too much, and I don't want that cost burdened onto everybody else. So instead, if they had options to say, we'll give you an add-on pack like Nintendo does, I'm okay with that, right? Add-on pack on top of like our stuff. You want like the subscription bundle pack? Sure. And that includes EA Play Pro, includes Ubisoft Plus. Sure. Includes that Fortnite. Sure. If that's something you want, absolutely. Stick to your stuff, make it as affordable as possible. That would have been better. But unfortunately, they decided to take the day and date thing away from everybody else. You have to get Ultimate or PC. And like for those who are on console, that kind of sucks. Yep. That kind of sucks. So I understand that frustration. I totally get. I'm with you there. I think they could have done a better job. They could have done a better job detailing what they're trying to do. But ultimately, that kind of just sucks. But this doom and gloom stuff, I'm just so done with. I'm just so done with. The entirety of Xbox is dead. Every freaking week, every freaking month. Just stop. Just stop. Now we have even more spicy stuff coming out. But either way, that's kind of where my head's at for this whole price change.
Exactly. We do have a comment.
Why so serious?
Right?
Sony.
Yeah. Sony is in first place and is still broke. Yeah, well, there's that.
There you go. There you go. Big shout out to Christine and Charlie Johnson. They're actually people I work with that are watching this live. And she sent me a message. We're watching you. It's like, what? Oh, hey. Hi, welcome. So anyway, just wanted to say hello to them. But yeah, so wow. This is crazy. I'll go ahead and let you read those.
Yeah, Adidas, member for 24 months. Thanks for renewing. And then here we go. Print screen, Hargeet, if you hold on to keys and don't use them, CD keys and Aneva will void your keys and give them to another customer. I've seen it happen. You can bank on saving keys for more than a year. Okay, I mean, I've done it, so it works.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
I think it's just kind of giving you a heads up. You might want to be careful about doing it.
Hopefully it doesn't have an issue. But it's not from. I mean, I have downloaded the keys. They're on my OneNote, so I don't. It's not like they're keeping them. In other words, so
right.
I'm not going back to them.
So there you go. There you go. I think it's just a matter of the
yeah.
Like because they're too long, somebody might something they might just like, oh, this code wasn't used. Let's reuse it. Kind of thing. Some businesses are kind of shady when it comes to certain ththings. You never know. Anyway, I think he's just looking out for you, which is nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy. All right, let's read this from Marsh.
Yeah, I mean, then the whole idea of Sony is broke is not that. It's their ability to continue to execute the way they should, right? But if Sony is broke and still first, and Xbox spent $80 billion to now be fourth behind Steam, well, I don't know how they're fourth. I think they're third, if I understand, as far as revenue, because there's Tencent, Sony, and then Microsoft or Xbox as far as revenue. I'm not sure what 4th means, whatever that means. Is this like I don't maybe he means like console sales or something? But Steam isn't on. Like Steam Deck is like what 4 or 5 million. It's not like exactly if that's what I don't know. I don't know what that means specifically. So if you're talking PC, then like I mean Microsoft is on all PCs because it's like well whatever. Let's go Aussie $5. Luckily, I pay for Game Pass Ultimate and Fortnite Crew already. Yeah, exactly. For those people who have that overlap, you are winning, right? Having fun on Black Ops 7 Zombies. No doom and gloom here. Yeah, for those who have Fortnite, this is a fantastic thing, right? You get to save money, and like that's fine. But again, I don't know how many people have that overlap of, I play a ton of different games and also have time for Fortnite. There probably are some, and then there's also like, hey, I let my kids play on my console, and they might play Fortnite. Yeah, that's totally fair. And I've taken a look at it and said, hey, if that is available in a way where I can give those codes to my nieces and nephews, I would absolutely do that. And like then take advantage of whatever they're giving me and give that to somebody who would actually take advantage of it. Fantastic, right? For those who have that, it's great. There's a lot of people for whom that's not relevant, and that's why it's hurting. It's like, I didn't want that. I don't want to pay $10 more. And I get you. I agree. It is kind of just annoying.
The super chat.
At WEBDAVE, if Xbox hardware dies, that $500 PS6 will go up to $1,000 with no changes to the hardware. It may already be that. We don't know. Like things are so expensive right now. But you're right that the competition kind of takes that away. But I think they've all decided they're not going to like give you any price advantage by taking a hit. I think that's kind of gone at this point. We'll see maybe if Sony decides to sell at a loss. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. So you're going to pay. It's going to be at profit. I'm sorry. I think that world is kind of ended. But we'll see. Gamer by choice, $5. Many sources criticize Xbox when they did good. I was waiting for them to turn to the dark side. People can't complain now. Xbox going Vader route.
No, and look, I want to say that's true though, because when the Xbox Series S was $150, it was for the poor. When Game Pass was $15, it was for the poor. Welfare Game Pass, and now that Xbox is charging for real because they giving value to their service, people, and I did posted this on Twitter a long time ago. Game Pass is a beautiful thing. Then we are going to, like, Fossey says, rock with this until the wheels fall off, until it doesn't make sense anymore, because we're getting an amazing value. There's so many games to play in Game Pass. There's so many games coming to the service in and out, and also day ones that it's just like, bro, like it's dope. But we don't want this to become like, I don't know, like $100 a month or something, and then it becomes like an extra bill that you have to pay, similar to the light bill or your car insurance. So when it becomes something like that, I think that we are in trouble, and I think a lot of people are going to go back to playing or buying 1 or 2 games a year, and that's it. And the gaming industry needs a hard reset. That's just my opinion. They need a hard reset. They need to like crash or something and be like, you know what, like we need to start from scratch. We're doing things wrong. We're just like killing these people out here. Let's try to make gaming good and and make it make sense. Like, like to the point that people can play, because I mean, if nobody's playing, then it's not fun. Like that's just how it is. Empty servers, like nobody wants that. Like join the game and then it's done. So there's that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is for that previous one. All right. The Duck of Death. This is a very, very good point, by the way. Microsoft has the data. That's right. They do. They do a lot of analytics. For all we know, there are far more Fortnite players on Game Pass Ultimate than us complaining about the price hikes online. He may be entirely right. He or she, I don't even know. But maybe entirely right. We don't know because they do have all the data of what you play. PC or console, they have the data. So they know what's happening. And maybe, that is absolutely the case. And, there is an overlap of enough players that this will entice them to say, okay, $30 is fair for me because I get more and pay less. Fair enough. That's a fair assessment.
Hargeet, we'll check these out real quick. This is, he changed his thing today. A pimp named Alex, which is, oh no, it's Alex.
Oh, nice.
Exactly. But he has, well, all right, let me go back to the comment. He says, the entire industry is literally doing exactly what you claim they aren't doing. Meaning that, if you want to read those real quick as I go through them.
Yep, Nintendo Switch's price increase after 8 years. Yes, it increased in price after 8 years. Nintendo Boss responds at $80 Mario Kart price tag with a variable pricing philosophy, and they said that it was worth $80. It was not a cartridge size thing. They thought the game was worth $80. Okay, PlayStation 5 price changes in the US. So this is for the hardware, I'm guessing, but they did this for their subscriptions as well. I think that was in 2023 or something like that. But they bumped their subscriptions up, gave you nothing new by about 35%. There we go. So it's really got another PS Plus pricing. Don't be surprised if it happens, by the way. It is possible that they bump it up. And again, I wouldn't say it was doom and gloom. If it happens, like, you know, if you like it, get it. If you don't like it, don't get it. Like, it is what it is. It's like, it's up to you as a consumer to figure out what works for you. But I will not say the PS Plus going up. Now, if it went up to like $800, obviously for the PS Plus, then I would say, yeah, that's doom and gloom. But if it went up another $10 or something like that, okay, it is what it is, right? Either you deal with it or you don't. It's up to you. But I don't think that means the end of PlayStation. I don't see that being the end of PlayStation if it goes up a little bit. It is what it is, right? So if it, you know, the $10 version became $15, you're gonna pay it. It is what it is. I'm sorry, but that's what's gonna happen. You're just gonna deal with it, unfortunately. It sucks. It does suck, but you know, this is the world. Like, everything's going up. Like I was, you know, saying in my video, I think I said something like the Big Mac is like $9 for me. It's like, if a Big Mac is $9, am I really gonna kill everything for $10 more? I also want to point out, by the way, that online access is still gonna require you to have Game Pass, so you will have to have one of those tiers if you want to play games like Call of Duty. Just keep that in mind, right? All the unsubscribed things, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, but this is console stuff, right? So if you're on PC, of course, you don't need any online access for anything. Fan-freaking-tastic. Cheap everything. You get everything. It's awesome. If you're willing to make the jump to PC, go ahead. It is the best place by far. You get all sorts of free stuff, all sorts of deals. It is awesome. But you have to deal with the fact that it's PC. And look, hopefully Microsoft makes that even more cohesive and better. You have Steam as an option, or you have the Steam OS. There's other things out there in the Linux world if you want to try it. But you know, the best option, unfortunately, ends up being Windows. But it's not good for a controller-based interface yet. But we're getting there, right? That's the whole beauty of this Asus ROG Ally thing, where they're making an Xbox version of it, and that's going to change the UI. We will see that journey, you know, get better and better. But yeah, unfortunately, if you are on console, you kind of need to have Game Pass if you're going to play anything online. You have to pick whichever of those tiers you want.
Yeah, for real. I'm going to put that up in the corner there. So if you have a smartphone, if you want to, you can actually, there's the QR code for Hargeet's YouTube channel, and I'm going to be adding Fuzzy's information to our description of this show here in just a few minutes. So I haven't done it yet because you joined us, but I will add it. Promise you, Fuzzy, I will do that. But yeah, so you can check that out if you want to. And Hargeet released a really good video. It was about 20-minute video, 30-minute video. It's really good video though, explaining his thoughts on this whole debacle. But yeah, and I think you make some really good points. And of course, it's triggered a lot of people too. But you know what? They don't like it. Yeah. It is what it is. Everybody has their own opinions, and they're allowed to have them, including me. I know people want to silence me. Sorry, just kidding. No one wants to silence me. And then also just here's demos as well. So Demoflow Gaming, if you want to, there's his QR code if you want to click on that as well. So just hold your phone up there and bam, take you right to it. You can subscribe to their channels as well. So you definitely want to do it. And also in the description of this video is going to be there. So don't fret. It's going to be there, as well as here's our merchandise. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop selling. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah. And I guess what did Dirt have to say?
It was so long I had to roll up some of it.
Dirt, appreciate that. I'm sorry. Where was that come from? A little levity for the show. Love you, Dirt. Because I know you're watching later. What was that? Yes. Let's.
Yeah, I guess we can.
Go ahead.
We can talk about the ad-supported tier rumor. I don't know that that's been substantiated.
We can mention it real quick, and then we'll head on. But go ahead.
Okay, so just as an FYI, I guess there basically are some rumors floating around that there will be an ad-supported free tier of Game Pass for cloud access. I don't know if it's going to include a lot of games. Probably not, but it might include some games. But it will allow you to play games you buy on cloud if you want to do that. But it'll be ad-supported, so you don't have to pay for the cloud piece of it. But it'll be a free tier. So again, I don't know what the particulars are going to end up being. If this is substantiated, supposedly they're in testing right now, so we will see if it works, right? And I think there's like is it every 5 hours, 8 hours, something like that? There's gonna be an ad that you have to go through and watch or whatever, and then you can go back to gaming. So I don't have something along those lines, but I do not believe this is substantiated. This has all been kind of speculative and rumor stuff that's floating out there.
So yeah, we'll see. I'm going to play this little clip again of Sir Tim Dog. I don't know why I said Sir Tim Dog. Anyway, but yeah, he's dead like me. You've lost a lot of weight. Good on you, Tim, for sure. It's definitely it's good to be healthier. That's for sure.
Yeah, looking good, man.
Yeah, exactly. But here's his comments.
So this is the final video of the day. We're going to start to do these now. So basically, Xbox is in a lot of trouble.
Okay, and that is basically where this all started months and months ago when he actually was on this show and did his flip, is what we'll call it. He Tim Dog basically lost his mind, but that's okay. And he said later that he had some mental health issues and stuff that he's been going through, which that's don't wish that on anybody, and good luck on him, and hopefully he gets through that. But he did say a lot of things that were kind of crazy, and some things even now he seems to be critical of this. Is his YouTube page. He's even calling out some other members of the community, which I thought was kind of weird. So talking about some of the mass market effects that Steam is having on the systems and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. It's just some of the things that he's saying is kind of crazy. But one of the things that he did say and he actually was he kept going on about I don't really want to say, I don't really want to break it. Journalists need to do their part in all this. But what I will say is that things are going to be, you'll find out things soon. And with that, we're going to turn to a little bit of speculation because I've heard some things, but I don't, I'm not going to say who from. Let's just say that some good sources. And we'll just say that, we talked earlier about a lot of the different companies that are maybe like pulling out of like no longer carrying like the Series X, Series S. Some of the you think all big retailers and stuff like that, like clearing out some stock and stuff. And I went by Sam's Club before the show today just to check it out. It was on a super low price, but definitely had a little bit of a discounted price. But they had their Series S's on sale at Sam's Club, and the big sign said clearance because they were no longer going to be carrying those. And a lot of different stores, will do that. They also do that to a system that's, it's maybe not going to be as high demand anymore. But the demand may not be what you think. I think Colt Eastwood put out a really good video today. The headlines for that video were along the lines of, it's like it's over. Xbox is, done. There's not going to be any more hardware. And then it said, no, as in that's not actually the case. And it isn't actually the case. Obviously we don't want to step on things too soon, but we're going to talk about Jez Corden's article where he says that no, Xbox isn't dead. It's not. They're not done. This isn't. They're not completely getting out of the hardware business. That's not how it works. But when you are ready to take the next leap, introduce the next bit of hardware, you don't really want to get stuck with a lot of stock. if it's not really going to spend your money. So you want to lessen the inventory burden and make room for what we'll call the next big thing. That's what I want to get into. And to get to, I'm going to bring up, all right, real quick on this, bring this in. Boom. All right, so let's see. Oh, it's already there. I just got to bring it up. Sorry. Switch to this screen. Here, there we go. All right, so Colt Eastwood's video, which I watched, it really good one. I recommend that for sure. Says next gen Xbox canceled. That's his thumbnail, but then of course the smaller print because we all try and get those clicks. It says no, and if you watch that video, they spent Hargeet. It was like a lot of money, and they have a big 10-year deal coming up. Let me bring up that video real quick. I know I got it here. Well, I know I have it here somewhere. All right, well, I'll bring it up. I know it's here. Bookmarks. There we go. I knew I had it close. All right, so they just announced a big major deal at their showcase. And let's play that just a short clip just to remind everybody a big deal that they're not going to walk away from within a couple of weeks, but it actually kind of sets up for what I think is going to happen real soon.
At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want anywhere you want. That's why we're investing in our next generation hardware lineup across console, handheld, PC, cloud, and accessories. I am thrilled to share we've established a strategic multi-year partnership with AMD to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles, in your living room and in your hands. Together with AMD, we are advancing the state of art in gaming silicon to deliver the next generation of graphics innovation to unlock a deeper level of visual quality and immersive gameplay and player experiences enhanced with the power of AI, all while maintaining compatibility with your existing library of Xbox games. This is all about building you a gaming platform that's always with you, so you can play the games you want across devices anywhere you want, delivering you an Xbox experience not locked to a single store or tied to one device. That's why we're working closely with the Windows team to ensure that Windows is the #1 platform for gaming. The next generation of Xbox is coming to life, and this is just the beginning. We can't wait to show you what's next.
Yeah, Hargeet, refresh my memory. Phil Spencer, when they made Sarah Bond the president of Xbox, they gave him a new title, and he is CEO of what division?
Gaming, right? I think it's Microsoft Gaming or something.
Gaming, encapsulated. So everything,
yeah,
everywhere. So what could that mean? Well, so rumor. Hey, Joey, good seeing you, buddy. Joey from We Bleed Green. What could that mean? Well, like I said, I've heard some rumors that the Game Awards show that's coming up, the Keeleys, as a lot of people call them. A few years back, 5 or 6 years ago now, Microsoft dropped a big bombshell when they announced and unveiled their next gen console, the Series X and S, at that time. And it was a big shock, a big surprise. And 25th anniversary is coming up, Hargeet. And boy, it'd be a good place to announce a new console coming out maybe sometime, I don't know, next year, to the 25th anniversary. If they're going out, I think they're going to go out with a bang, baby. And that's a rumor, a speculation, something to think about, and we're going to talk about it now. We're going to start with you, Hargeet. What are your thoughts on the possibility?
First, shout out to Paris.
Paris Lily.
With the usual trolling. I love it. Xbox is dead. No consoles, no Game Pass. You broke Xbox. Go get a PS5.
Oh, Paris. That's so sweet. I love a sense of humor. But
I don't know
Paris,
if you're
congratulations
still
to you,
at
Bucks.
the game or whatever, but if you want to drop in, you're welcome to.
Exactly.
But anyway, so yeah, look, I mean, the hardware thing, we've had so many like industry pundits saying Xbox is going to die and they're not going to keep doing this. It's just constant, right? And is it possible that they don't continue? Yeah, anything is possible at any time, obviously, right? I don't think that's the plan. They have a platform deal with AMD to continue this thing. We've seen so many leaks of what this looks like potentially. So I don't know what the potential for this is coming out next year, the year after. We've heard rumors of both potentially. We think PS6 is kind of in a 27, 28 timeframe. So those are all viable things. Again, any of these things could go at any time. We don't know, right? But from what I understand of the platform, having an open, capability to have other stores is rather convenient. And if you have that as your console with a console experience, but do allow that Steam access or Epic access or whatever, that could be a very compelling console depending on where it is on price. We will see, right? So do I think they're going to announce something? We saw that, was it about a month ago? There was a rumor leak, whatever, that a dev kit was seen in the wild. And the dev kit had certain performance specs, everything kind of lined up. Everything is kind of in the right time frames. And it could be that, usually you'd see the dev kit about this time if it's coming out next year. Right. So it is a possibility, if that was all true, again, it's all rumors, we don't know, that they could be gearing up for something, whether it's partnered or their own, in 26. That's always a possibility. And if it's kind of that spec level that we saw, it was a pretty decent, beefy box, right? So great if it comes out. I just don't know if we're going to see a price that's good or kind of high end. A la, you take a look at the ROG Ally, there is no taking out any taking any hit on the price. They basically sold it to you for good levels of profit, and I don't blame them. It's Asus. They have to do the R&D for this. They have to, so it is what it is. That's what they want to do. Fine. But that's kind of where it is. It's $1,000 for the top end, $600 for the low end. Kind of expect your next console to be in that range somewhere. I don't know where to land, but that's going to be the big question mark. But it could be coming. It could be coming. And would it be killer to have that kind of announcement? It just depends on how they announce it. Look, I know everybody's in sort of a negative mood because of the price increase. That will sort of, fade away a bit as we move towards, the next 6 weeks of releases that are coming out into Game Pass. And ending with the biggest one being Call of Duty, you have a bunch of games coming out. And so once those kind of get in there, you're going to be like, okay, I'm playing my games. I'm continuing with this. The question is, what does that look like when you get to the next piece of hardware? Are people going to buy? I don't know. And we will have to see. I hear more from sort of next gen people, like the younger folks. That's actually much more interesting to them than the console that's locked down. A lot of them are PC already, and they really like the idea of, hey, I can take my PC thing and make it under TV, and it's pretty cool. Okay, that's kind of interesting. What does that look like, right? And I think it's really on Xbox to elucidate that in a way that makes it more compelling for that audience. And hopefully they do that, right? If they can make that happen, great. Having it announced at Keeley's, fantastic. I think it'd be great to announce that with a killer game along with it. I'm going to guess, to me, that's probably going to be Elder Scrolls. That'd be my guess. But we will see what they do with it, right? So they have a lot of opportunity here, but they also have a lot of headwinds that they've created themselves. And some of it is fair. Some of it is just the normal baloney of Xbox bad, right? That just is the way it is. So do I think it's possible? I think it is. I'm not going to say it's 90%, but there's like a good 20-30% chance it does happen. And if it does, that's going to be pretty awesome. A 25th anniversary console release with a Halo, with the Gears, with the Forza, with the Fable, right? Pretty cool. And if you can add in that Elder Scrolls, which I think will be a 27 game, coming in maybe like in Marchish in that launch window, like that would be a fantastic launch lineup for them. Granted, they still have a lot of other games in the pipeline here, right? So, and they they own Call of Duty as well, which will be another game that will be optimized for that console. Just keep that in mind, right? So there's a whole bunch here that's very cool for them. Awesome, but we have to see what they do with it. But I'm not going on the assumption that the console thing is gone. They will do something, and whether it's a hybrid PC console thingy or not, whatever, we will see. They went through and made this AMD partnership. I think it would be great to continue with it and have that be an open platform for other people to take advantage of, as well as other OEM partners. But we will see where they go with this. Gaming isn't dead, despite all the negative things out here. Gaming is still happening, and people want to be able to play games. So if it was cloud that you want to play on, enjoy that. That's still available, but they'll give it to you. GeForce is there, Boostroid, a whole bunch of others are out there. You're welcome to go down that path. If you want a platform to play on locally, they're giving you a portable, they're giving you a console, and they're giving you PC, right? And they have applicability in all three areas, right? Windows is their thing. So they have all of it. You are welcome to, of course, go to the other side and get a Switch, which is pretty locked down, or get a PlayStation, which is pretty locked down. Enjoy that. But if the way things are looking, they move forward, they're basically going to have hardware that will play everything. You can play Nintendo games too. I'm just saying. But maybe not officially. But you can play your PlayStation games officially. You can play your Xbox games officially. You can play pretty much everything that's on PC, which, by the way, has a lot of exclusive content that does not come to console. You have all the different stores, different discounts, whatever you want. You want EA Play Pro, Ubisoft Plus. All of it's there. Ubisoft Plus is available on Xbox anyway, but as far as the potential of this going forward, again, if they message it right and they get it out there the right way, if it's really going to be something that gives you the power of PC and the ease of use of console, bringing your library with it, oh my gosh, it's a very cool and compelling idea. But we have to see how they execute, right? And we will see what they do there. But that will be the potential here. I don't understand all the talk of death of Xbox, but I like, why would they walk away from it? I just like, that means nobody would pay for that online access, for instance. How much money are they making there? Why would they not want that? So I don't know. I'm not seeing this need to get away from it, but the negativity, right? It just seems to happen all the time, is always there. And I think right now people are in this, oh my God mode, instead of the, okay, whatever, fine. I can still keep playing on my Xbox. It's fine. Right. And it'll blow over. It will blow over. But we'll see what happens as we get towards the Keeleys. I look forward to it. I hope they do. I want a massive announce from them. They have plenty of things. Every show can be an Xbox show just because of the sheer amount of content they have. So good. I was very disappointed in TGS. I'm hoping they have stuff ready for us at Keeleys. Show me some stuff. They have plenty of things in the works. I want to see some stuff. So, and then we already know Dev Direct's going to be great because they have a lot of games that are coming next year. So looking forward to what's going on, right? We will see. But I think it's going to be good. They reaffirmed today, several venues, that, no, they are not getting out of hardware. They are actively working on hardware. So, I don't see it that way. I think they're going to be giving us new consoles, but maybe it does. I don't know. Things can change at any time. 4 games, right? Anything can change. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Fuzzy, let's start with you and then we can go to demo.
Sorry about being on mute. Yeah. I think the hardware aspect doesn't make sense to get out of. Like, the whole thing that they're going away from hardware, I thought was BS to begin with. But every time, like you said, every time there's bad news, it's like tenfold. It's like pile on. Oh, did you know that they're getting out of the hardware business? Oh, and they're closing studios. Oh, and they're laying off people. Oh, and they instead of curing cancer, they created super cancer. It's like every time it's without fail. It's either the Series S did something wrong and peed in somebody's Cheerios, or it's the reason why we're being held back in gaming, not realizing the Series S is a more useful piece of tech than some of the dated, desktop PCs that are 10 years old or older that are still on the Steam surveys. But all of that aside, I think you have a lot of great points as far as where they're going with this next hardware. I was of the mind that if you're going to continue raising prices, not only on the service but on the hardware, that's the opposite of somebody getting out of that space. If they were going to get out of the space, I know Sam's Club is liquidating whatever inventory they have. That's fine. But is Xbox doing that? No. If they were, that would be a little bit more of a telltale sign kind of thing. But the fact that some of their suppliers are trying to clear their inventory to make room for the holidays for whatever else they may have coming in on the shelves, and considering we're still in this tariff bubble on some stuff is exempt, some stuff isn't exempt. Whatever they have on shelf was already either exempt or they pay the tariffs, and they just want to get rid of whatever they can while they can, because to sit on it during the holidays when you're supposed to bring in more stuff is not the right thing to do. You want to try to finish the year with empty shelves so you don't have it carry over into the next tax window or whatever type of deal. But yeah, for Xbox, I think they don't want to kiss away the foot in the door for their 30 million subscribers. Yeah, sure, I know they may have lost some in this price increase and stuff, but you don't want to shut that door where you have the easiest access for people. Like, keep in mind, there's still a lot of people on Xbox One. Now, the great thing on Xbox, as far as if you're on Xbox One, you could still stream some of the current gen games on that hardware. Can't do that over on the other hardware. If you have a PS4 and it's a PS5 only game, well, you're beat. Unless it's something like Rivals, Marvel Rivals, where they eventually make a PS4 version. But yeah, I remember seeing some of the leaks on the chipset, and a lot of the things that people were trying to say was a PS6, which I don't mean to cause drama and mention somebody's name, but the Moore's Law guy, just, I don't know why people even give them the time or their ears for anything. Like, when somebody tells you that something's going to have RDNA 3 when RDNA 2 is just finished, and that's what Xbox waited for. How could a console that was already finished, spec'd, and produced have a later version of tech than the one that's barely making the deadline kind of thing? Like, when he said the PS5 had RDNA 3, it's like, and idiots bought it. It's like somebody saying that, oh yeah, Toyota's making a 2028 car today. Like, they haven't even made the 2027s. Now, sometimes I know car companies will skip generations or skip model years when they're doing like a redesign or something. But would you believe somebody if they're telling you, oh, they're going to have a 2028 tomorrow when they haven't even finished, making the 2026s? Like, let's use common sense here. So when he was trying to say that chipset that people came across was definitely the PS6 with all the tech and everything for AMD, it's like, I don't know. So I kind of thought that was the one that Xbox was going to use, primarily because it's more PC focused than what these current consoles are, even more so, and that would be what we would probably see at the Game Awards. And I know some in the chat are like, why do you raise people's hope on something that might not appear? It's I wouldn't say it's raising people's hopes. It's kind of like an expectation at this point. Sure, they only did it for the series consoles, and it kind of blindsided not only the media, but even their competition, to the point where nobody was expecting the Series X to make an appearance there. But now it's kind of along those lines where, well, it would make the most sense. You're having some of your supply chain, liquidate some of their current inventory. They're making room for the higher price inventory that might be coming in, but they're not probably going to order it in droves, knowing that it's, higher price is probably not going to move as well. Now would be the time to really push or show people the next piece of hardware, especially if you're not anticipating the sales on what's currently out there in the market. So I kind of expected. We've kind of predicted or talked about stuff like this ever since. There was the talk from Sarah Bond about it being the biggest leap in technology and stuff like that as far as the hardware, even before they even mentioned their AMD partnership kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it at the VGAs. I would expect that we're probably not necessarily going to see just something like Elder Scrolls 6, because bear in mind when they were showing the Series X, even they weren't showing actual gameplay of Forza Horizon 5. The car going through like the desert with cactus, and it should have given us a hint that it was going to be in Mexico, or at least the type of scenery that we would expect. So look for those little cues in whatever they show at the VGAs, which hopefully, with all of the games that they've released this year, hopefully they get some nods and don't get quite the ignores or the not
Shaft.
the blocks or the shafts that they've gotten over previous years, where something like Indiana Jones should be considered for this year, especially considering it's within that window for PlayStation that it came to PS5 and stuff. But I'm pretty sure that it won't be one of the nominees. In fact, I think Joysticks was even kind of weird not even having Expedition 33 as one of its nods for the game of the year. So
yeah, it's weird.
We'll see how that stuff goes. But I would not be surprised seeing the next gen Xbox. I would say even worst case scenario, this could be the last hardware that they make themselves. But I think that's not the point at this stage. I think what we're seeing with the Xbox Ally, maybe it might be for the best, especially with those that are cautious about the price of $1,000 console or something. Having OEMs make the hardware. Yes, I know it may not feel the same in comparison to previous console generations or other manufacturers with consoles, but it does give you a lot more options, because if somebody like Alienware has all the bells and whistles and dials up the memory as opposed to the standard memory, let's say it's 24 gigs of memory, but the Alienware is 32. Well, you're going to pay for that 32, but at least you have that option if you want those extra bells and whistles. Or maybe they have the Logitech version of some sort, and maybe it is the price conscious one that's like the Series S now, where you get that for $300 or $400. Yeah, you're not going to have ray tracing, but you at least have the game in 1080p or whatever the case may be. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is their last homebrew console or one that they make themselves. But I still think they're always going to try to have that foot in the door, because Surfaces don't sell for, excuse my language, shit. I love my Surface, or the Surface I bought for my wife and the one I have, but they don't sell. But they use that as a benchmark for their OEMs, and they still make them, even though they don't sell. So I can't see them saying, you know what, we're going to do away with Xbox altogether just for the fact that we can have somebody else make them, as opposed to still making stuff that would be that benchmark or that target for the OEMs to reach, kind of thing. Just like NVIDIA makes its own cards, but they also have their OEMs make their cards based off of the reference card. So we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, I expect new hardware. I feel it's time, and I think since generations aren't quite like what they used to be, where there was this technological leap each and every time, or at least visually, I don't feel that there was a big enough leap between Xbox One to Series consoles in all regards. Like, yes, some of the games do play smoother. Some of the games do look a lot better, like your Hellblade 2s and things like that. But I would say, jump into the party a little bit earlier, especially since you didn't do a mid-gen refresh. It just feels right, or it's like the planets aligning kind of thing. Maybe I'm just looking too much into it, but I'd be completely fine with seeing that at the VGAs, being able to get more info throughout 2026, and then ordering one for the holiday 2026. That would be awesome. I've kind of looked at 2026 as that year of sixes, which I don't know, maybe PlayStation is ramping up to make a PS6 in 26 as well, but I think on Xbox's side, Elder Scrolls 6 would at least get to see it again in 26. I agree with Hargeet for 2027 release. We're going to have Forza Horizon 6. And while I know Gears E-Day is not Gears 6, but it's in place of Gears 6. So in 26, we get to see that. We'll also wind up having, hopefully, GTA 6, although I doubt it's going to be in May. It's going to be the year of the sixes. We'll have, what is it, Halo's 25th and Xbox as a whole's 25th, and then Gears, its 20th anniversary or something. Yeah, yep. I think it's going to be a good year overall for Xbox, and that new hardware would be the icing on the cake, I think.
You got to be careful, Fuzzy, though, because if you say it's the year of the sixes, 666, oh my gosh, Xbox is the devil. Oh no.
Xbox is already a zombie since they keep on saying it's dead. It's the only thing that they keep saying is dead and keeps coming back to life, or it's still alive to this day. So I'd rather have a demon than a zombie, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. There you go. Too funny. I'm sorry. I just thought that was. I just started popping my head. I was like, "Oh no, somebody's gonna run with that shit." That'll be the big topic. You'll see all these thumbnails pop up with 666 real big on them. I was like, "Oh my god!" You wait. Somebody will have it. Probably Dreamcast guy, because he has no life. But anyway, and with that said, Hargee, read that real quick before we get to Demoflow's response.
Sure. Trucknet, I guess. Xbox 25th anniversary next year. Yeah, no way they missed that opportunity to launch their own hardware along with the best lineup ever for a console launch year. Gears E-Day, Fable, Forza Horizon 6, and Halo, and others that could have State of Decay as well. That could be ready for next year. And we have Clockwork. There's other games that are already like first party, and then it's Call of Duty with one of their bigger mainline releases coming as well, and then I think Elder Scrolls will be that other headliner in that launch year, just like Oblivion was with 360. I think they're going to have that same thing. But so, yeah, it's going to be a big year.
Yeah, I think so, too. I'll have to agree with that. And all right, so we'll throw one or the monkey wrench in there at the end just to everybody get a good little laugh at that one. But anyway, we'll demo. I'm gonna put your QR code up in the corner there for everybody to check out. I did that for Fuzzy the whole time he was on. So there's demos link right there in the corner. Of course, also in the description. And Fuzzy, I've added you to the description as well. And we got to read the super chat real quick.
Shout out to Silent Cypher. $2 confirmed. Fuzzy's hosting Demonic Takeover in 26. Nice.
Alrighty then. Thanks, Silent Cypher. Shout out to Fuzzy's wife, for Ferocious Fee. She has an amazing Friday night show. It's about dealing with horror movies, and of course, you guys are doing some independent movie stuff, which is kudos to you as well. So, and that also is in the description below, the link to that channel as well. All right, so to kind of to wrap things up, Demoflow, let's get your take on this rumor, speculation, crazy talk. What do you think?
All right. When there's a rumor, right, you usually like try to see where the rumor comes from. In this case, there's a rumor that this rumor came from Icon Era. Okay, so
that's one of them.
I mean, reliable insiders, really, like those Sony PlayStation fanboys, insufferable people. What can I say, man? You know what? Like, even if Xbox, look, next generation don't have a hardware, right? Don't have a piece of hardware that they call it like, yo, this is the Xbox. They still got the most games coming out. They still got, the most valuable service. They're still, around here. They prepare for the future without console. They're future proof, bro. Like, you got all these people, dog. All these people hating and wishing on Xbox's demise. This is what they want, and this is what they preach. Because you know what? It's impossible to compete with Xbox at the moment. PlayStation is not doing anything. So what they have to do, where do they get the content from? Fake ass rumors, people that people make up. They all came out on a Sunday. Like I was playing, dude. I was posting clips, me playing Call of Duty, and that. They were just talking about Xbox is dead, console warring online, bro. Come on, bro. Get the hell out of here. Get a life. Go play some games. Go platinum something. Go play Gozo Yote or something. Go ahead. Play Astrobot or whatever. Who cares? Like, why are you so fixated on Xbox? And why'd you want Xbox to disappear? Hey, the thing is, man, in the future, things are going to change. We're tired of saying this here. The next place in which we play games, Hargee and me, I'm tired of talking about this with, Simone. Show might be a ring. Might be just a freaking ring. You just press a button, hologram comes out, Star Wars type shit. Like, you never know where this is going. Now you don't even need a console. Now you only need a pair of glasses, bro. And you can connect them to the cloud and play your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate on a pair of glasses, dude. You can do it on the phone. You can do it on a Fire Stick. So what if they come up with something that is not a traditional console, and these ponies are just taking this out of context? And I think this is what's happening. They are innovating in the console space. Sony PlayStation next generation console, what is it going to offer? Yeah, maybe 2-3 more pixels. Games are going to run at maybe a smoother, graphical improvements here and there, maybe loading times, this and that. But that's not Xbox focus, because that's 2015 shit. We're talking about like being able to play every game on all the games that you want in everywhere. We're talking about like being able to connect yourself in whatever device and play the games you own and the games you have in your subscription service. And I think that's the power. Not only that, you also going to have access to other storefronts. Like Fosse was mentioning earlier, Epic Game Store has a bunch of games that he's claimed this week. But they just gave Nightingale, an amazing game. Go check it out. It's a survival game, but it's beautiful. I was like, what? Like, hold up. Like, what is this game? Crazy, amazing game. Gave it for free. Is that sustainable? Like, who gives a shit? I got a free game. I'm playing. We all having fun. Like, who cares, bro? Like, you ever complain because they put an extra chicken nugget on your order, bro? Like, who are you? Like, you got the gamers, bro, are the most weird people I ever encountered, dude. You know what I'm saying? Y'all weirdos. Look, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't care if Xbox console dies tomorrow. Who gives a shit? Because I'm gonna continue to be able to play the games. That's what I really want. I'm not married to a console. I don't need a console to play games. I just need a controller, right? And maybe in 20 years, the controllers are gonna be obsolete, bro. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in 20 years, you don't even use controllers. Maybe you just use your freaking hands and that's it. That existed before. We had like the Kinect, and you could play literally with your hands. You don't need nothing. So come on, guys, stop it. I think everybody's overreacting. They're scrambling for a win. They're scrambling to do their shows, to talk, to make fun of us, to make us feel like Xbox dudes, you're a cook or whatever. It doesn't matter, man. If the console doesn't exist tomorrow, I don't need to buy an Xbox to play Xbox and the games that I like. That's so simple. You don't have to like listen to these people, because at the end of the day, they're just clowns, bro, looking for attention, grifting, because this is literally grifting, asking for a company. Like, we can make fun of PlayStation or PlayStation ponies or whatever, but we never hear reaching the end of Sony PlayStation. Like, yeah, we want Sony PlayStation to die now. You know what I mean? If I see Sony PlayStation walking down the street, I'm just gonna spin the block on them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it's like, y'all crazy, man. Relax. Like, let's see where things are going. Let's keep calm and just enjoy your gaming. Are games coming out? Does Xbox have a plan for the future? Do you see the roadmap? And the same goes for PlayStation and Nintendo. None of these people are going to stop doing their business. Now, the way that they do business might change, but they're still in this. Worst case scenario, Microsoft sells Xbox. And to who? Because, I mean, Activision is in there. It's part of Xbox now. Think about it. Who's got 80? Well, I don't know, but how much is Xbox by itself worth at the moment? As much as it sucks, as much as everybody says that it sucks, it's like worth a lot of freaking money. Arguably even more than PlayStation, I would say. Easy.
Oh, definitely more than
Easy.
PlayStation.
Because by the fact that they have Activision, and look,
Yeah.
you can put Call of Duty to the side. Forget about Call of Duty. Think about all the other things, all the other games that Activision have. And they're also banking. This is like literally greed by Microsoft. This is something that we have to accept. They're being greedy. Game Pass is sustainable. They say they came out here, which is why, like, kind of it sucks. Like, they increase the prices because, like, you're telling me you're profitable, but then at the same time you're charging me more. That's my problem. You know what I mean? Because it'll be like, okay, we're profitable. We want to invest in more things, give you more stuff for your service. We might go up $1 or $2, but 10, bro, that's greedy, man. Especially when you're profitable. So they're profitable. They're making money. And they want to continue to make money, whether it be via a third-party console now, Asus, MSI, anything can come out with it and be like, we are an official Xbox device or something, similar to what they do with the controllers. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, so what? Who cares? Does it play games good? Like, that's all I care about. Can I play my games? Can I hook up a controller and play games? That's it. Like, it's probably going to play better than any Xbox, because it's going to be new technology, right? It's going to be much better. It's going to be an improvement upon what we already have. So, I mean, can't get mad at that, bro. Like, people just like so scared of change, dude. So scared of change. And look, if you don't like the direction that Xbox is going, go to PlayStation. See how they treat you over there. See what's your expectation over there. Because, I mean, or buy you a Nintendo, right? Or get you a PC. Because a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, I have all the consoles. Like, they have a Nintendo Switch, they have a PC, they have an Xbox, they have the Steam Deck, and they have a TV that is at $1,000. Because, you want to run these games properly, you need a good TV. So, I mean, you might as well just buy a freaking PC at this point, and that's it. Save money on the long run, because that's what PC offers you. So, and you still intertwine with the Xbox ecosystem, because I mean, PC guys be on PC Game Pass all day, bro, all day. Like, I look, that's what I've been playing lately on PC a lot because my brother-in-law, he's in there, and I've been like gaming with him a little bit more now. And all of his buddies got PC Game Pass. They're like, oh yeah, this game came out on Game Pass, this and that. It's like they straight up PC players, Rust players. You see them playing Rust. That's all they play. And they talk about Game Pass all the time. So you think about it, man. As long as we get our games, as long as we get a good deal, and as long as we get to enjoy our hobby, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter to me. So I think all of this is just crazy. A lot of noise, a lot of people just hating. That's it. That's just my last bar is like just people looking for a win, dude. And I mean, if it happens, because I would never put my hands in the fire for Xbox, for PlayStation, for nobody. They could do whatever they want. At the end of the day, that's their company. That's the way they want to run things. It's up to me as a consumer to decide what's good and what's bad and what's a good choice for me. So that being said, man, make wiser choices, right? When it comes to like how you consume gaming. And now keep an eye on better deals. Try to do like Hargeet was saying, like get you like the CD keys. You can get like it's called loaded now. You can get some of the Game Pass subscriptions. Try to like do more points. Find ways around it, dude. And if that's not good for you, unsubscribe. Go back to supporting the devs, buying $70 games, $80 games, whatever, and consuming, because this is what's gonna happen if Game Pass gets too expensive. We got to go back to buying 2-3 games a year, bro. And doesn't even sound right going from over 400 or 75 plus day one games in a year to like buying Call of Duty and FIFA, and that's all you play. That doesn't even sound right. But that's it, man. Speak with your wallet. If you don't like shit, go ahead. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, they're fighting for our money. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just you decide, man. Look after yourself.
There you go. Fuzzy's camera froze is what happened. So sorry about that, Fuzzy. It's a good picture of you. A little menacing. Just kidding. And there's Demo's QR code again right there in the corner. So if you want to click on that, there you go. So you can get right to his links. There's Fuzzy's QR code right there. Give you a chance to take that picture as well. And then there's Hargeet's QR code right to his channel as well. Thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. I think we're gonna wrap things up. The last thing I will say is that the last topic that we talked about was all rumors, speculation. But the source that I heard it from wasn't a rag publication. It was a person, and a person that I believe is in the know. And we'll just say, things change, as we know. But all I can say is that I think this is going to end up being a pretty good year after all.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, and we'll see. I mean, we're going to break down the award show when it happens. We're going to break down the award show afterwards, predicting right up to it, and we're going to have an award show video right after the awards happen, and we'll talk all about it. I'll either have egg on my face, or we'll be having a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Either way. Alrighty. And with that said, thanks again for everybody. Greatly appreciated. It was Doodoo Jenkins. Yes, it was not Doodoo Jenkins. Sorry, that's Duts. Duts. We need to hear from. Well, first let's hear from Shaun. Thanks, Shaun. We appreciate that. And then we need to hear from Dirt Griggity.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Oh yeah, thanks, Dirt. He said to get permission from him to use that. Last thing I'm going to show up on the screen, because there's a lot of different places to get us to be able to talk about, getting things like here's the Loaded, which used to be CD Keys, and some of the deals and stuff that they have that are available still, where you can buy in the U.S. Versions of Game Pass. If you want to stock up a couple months here and there, some of the prices, and of course you can a lot of stores, grocery stores, other places that still have the hard. Usually they used to make us pull those ahead of time, before they made the price change, but this didn't happen. So those are still valid. So if you redeem one of those cards at a store and you're able to get it online, the price you paid is the price it'll work. So if you need to stack up your cards a little bit there for Game Pass, go ahead. And if you decide you want to move away from Game Pass, that's up to you too. Gaming is changing. It's not what it used to be. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And a lot of people say the ABK deal was a good or bad. I think it was a really good thing. And time will tell. And somebody will write that book in the future, and we'll figure it all out, all the behind the scenes stuff on that. But I think it was pretty good. So we're gonna go around the horn real quick. Fuzzy, are you there? Are you able to no camera? Are you able to talk?
Yeah, I hope you guys can still hear me. For whatever
can.
reason, I think the camera.
Oh,
hey man.
Hey, you kicked him out. You were like, hey,
I didn't kick. No, I didn't kick him out. All right. So Fuzzy, you were there.
He's froze.
Yeah. Well, his camera is frozen, but his audio was there, and he's still in the stream. He's gonna have to do something. We're gonna go to demo. We're gonna let you get your outros, and then we'll get Fuzzy back in here hopefully and get his outro. So please tell everybody where they can reach out to you and where they can find you, sir. And thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey man, appreciate you for inviting me over, man. Love coming over here, talking games, especially with you and Hargeet, man. Amazing people. An amazing chat. I see you down there. I've been reading you. You can find me every Friday, the Demoflow Gaming Show at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and also with Simone and Doodle on Friday night, and also Hargeet 8 p.m. or whatever. Doodle and Simone show up for the night shift. We go crazy. A lot of finger blasting going on. Come through. But man, yeah, I've been extremely busy just with family. Baby's birthday was on Friday, so I haven't been able to upload videos, man, and I missed that a lot. But hopefully I can go back this week and give you guys an upload. Hopefully, stay on the lookout and just be mad busy playing games, bro. Because oh my god, life is so good. Life is oh freaking good, man. And looking forward to the next upcoming games and all the shows, the video game awards, everything. I'm super in tune with gaming, being really enjoying it. The only thing that I haven't been a lot on Twitter, reading about the console wars and stuff. I'm staying away a little bit from that because it's just like you're looking for news and stuff to make content and just like so depressing, bro. And I kind of want to like make uplifting content. I want you to go ahead and watch my videos and be like, yo, like, you made me smile or something, rather than, oh shit, I just like left words after watching this video. So yeah, other than that, man, you can find me here too sometimes whenever what David invite me, I'm down. And I'll see you guys on the next one. It's your boy Demoflow. Check it out. Let's get it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Fuzzy's link real quick. So now we're on to Fuzzy's QR code, and Fuzzy has a lot of different places he is as well. But in the description of this video, it's already updated, and it will be in the audio version if you listen later on either iTunes or Spotify or iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to our podcast. You will definitely be able to. All the information will be there as well. Plume couldn't be with us tonight. A little family, one of the family members was sick, needed to deal with that. We all know what that's like. So, but he will be with us, join us in a future episode. He was really looking forward to tonight because of all the great topics. But he will be with us in the future. I promise you, he'll be back. Plume Network, and his description stuff is still in there as well. So you want to subscribe to his channel. He gives a daily show, which is really good as well. So, and Hargeet, let's get Hargeet's. There we go. Hargeet's code is now up there. So please, in description, and so Hargeet, please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, not on social media, but on Discord.
Yeah, thank God. My gosh, it's got to be really, really nasty out there right now. Yeah, so my channel is Hargeet Chani 1 if you want to check that out on YouTube. And I did put up a video on my thoughts on this whole thing, and I'm sure it'll piss off a lot of people, but whatever. Shop.chani.us if you want to pick up my book. And then I'll be on with Boom on Wednesday. And we'll see what happens this week. What kind of craziness happens? It seems like we keep getting crazy news. So we'll see what happens. One of the topics we didn't get into. Hey, Fuzzy's back. We can get his actual outro. Sorry. But yeah, so we have the ROG Xbox Allies coming. It's a couple of weeks out. We're getting close, guys. It's like 10ish, 11ish days away. So that's gonna be coming, and we already had some people get it already, and they've been giving their thoughts. So stuff is happening. But yeah, and then I'll be on with C-Money and Doodle next Fridays, 8ish p.m. US Eastern Time on Point for Gamers. Back with Fonz. Hopefully we'll be available to have our podcast on Saturday at 6 p.m. I'm sure we'll get into this fun topic because I know Fonz will want to go into it. Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
So we'll have fun talking about that. 6 p.m. US Eastern Time on Fonz Gaming, and then we'll be back next week on WebDave's channel. We'll be back here to go over whatever craziness comes up. So it's fun times though. We have lots of good games coming. Enjoy games, guys. Let's take a deep breath. It's just $10 more for Ultimate. You can still go to the lower tiers. Nothing's changed. It's all right. It's all right. There's games to play. Enjoy the games. Have fun. Gaming should be an enjoyable thing, not a rage bait, annoying thing. We're here to have fun, guys. Enjoy games.
Exactly. And with that said, too, Fuzzy, welcome back. Technical issues happen, so we'll throw up your QR code. It's now up there in the corner, but also in the description below is all the information. Thank you so much again for joining us. I appreciate you jumping on last minute, helping fill the void and giving your opinions, which we greatly appreciate. We love having you on, sir. And so please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, and all the shows that you and your wife have.
Well, just want to thank you for having me on here. It was great being on a podcast with Demo. Always love being on one with you, Hargeet and Dave. Just love hearing you guys' thoughts on the industry and just talking about gaming. And I encourage everybody, take a break from social media, play more games. It's more enjoyable. I spent most of this weekend playing games instead of figuring out if it was obituary time for Xbox. So it's still way too soon, like by decades before we get to that point. So just enjoy the games that are out there. There's plenty of them to play. And for those that want to hear my rambles and rants on anything gaming, you can find me on social media by just doing a search for Fuzzy Belvedere, or on Xbox or PlayStation or Steam or even Nintendo, although I think they need your social security number for Nintendo. But other than that, for those that are horror fans, definitely check out me and my wife every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Silent Cypher, who's in the chat, is one of the members on the panel as well. We had WebDave as a special guest. We need to get WebDave back on there as well. But if you're a horror fan, we talk about everything from the blockbuster movies to, you know, maybe the B movie horror movies that, you know, you might have to wait until late night to see, or you just leave on because you're, you know, just binge watching stuff on Tubi and stuff. So it's a fun time. We talk about a lot of upcoming stuff where we're going to do a paranormal investigation of a theater in Wilmington, Delaware. That's going to be coming up here soon with Astro Paranormal. It's a great group of people that, you know, like just what you see in the paranormal movies, do the investigation, and that theater's got some quirks to it. So we'll definitely be discussing that. And we have the early interview on the channel currently. But be safe out there, everyone. Have fun, play games, watch movies, find a hobby that you truly enjoy, and, you know, take a break from social media a bit. I mean, YouTube, great. Twitter, Blue Sky. Blue Sky's a little more tolerable, but, you know, Twitter in general, just don't fall for the rumor mills or the pile-on stuff for Xbox. It's like they've been saying for 20 years that Xbox is dead. They're about to celebrate their 25th anniversary. That should tell you all you need to know.
There you go. There you go. Again, Fuzzy, thank you so much. And there is a couple of last-minute little housekeeping there, if you don't mind, Hargeet.
Yeah, so FarQ gifted 5 WebDave memberships. Thanks, FarQ.
Thank you, FarQ. Exactly. And I do want to say, FarQ. Just kidding. Love FarQ. He's the man. He's pretty talented at his AI videos. Some of the AI photos, the ones he did of Dirt as a baby and his hairline was, damn, with some funny stuff. Whew. Anyway, yeah, look, FarQ, right back at you, buddy. One of these days we get FarQ on here, talking, spitting some bars, raising a ruckus. He just doesn't know it yet. We'll get you a microphone, FarQ. We're gonna have you on soon, my friend. It's gonna happen, FarQ. It's gonna happen. Anyway, yes. So again, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate each and everybody that comes out to us. If you do get a chance, if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. You don't have to. We don't bother you too much, but once a week we do a show, and we'd love to have a subscriber. We're trying to get on the road to getting up to. You just sent another photo. Okay, I gotta show this one. We're on the road to 4K. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. We're just gonna do this. Everybody gets to see this. Dirt Griggly. See, FarQ does this because he loves, right? Isn't that what we tell ourselves? He does this because he loves, right? So yeah, there's what he did to Dirt.
Yeah, I saw this. They showed it too. I think Dirt showed it.
He did show it.
Yeah.
Wow. I just don't want to ever make FarQ mad.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
I'm just saying, man can be dangerous. Oh goodness. And again, thanks to everybody for joining us here on the one and only Gamers Council.
It was so long I had to roll up some of it.
Game over.
What happened? Oh no, how terrible. That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no.